Shalom, shalom. We giving blessings, honor, glory, and power be to him that sits upon the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever. We over here, man. We getting into the scripts, man. We gotta get rid of this big lie that should have already been debunked a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, I didn't think that it was going to even catch any footing because it sounds just completely preponderous and ridiculous. But yeah, lo and behold, all they did is reduce themselves and have actually went down to a decline and hit a top low. Now we have went all the way back to ancestral worship. Come on now. Are we
Come
going to
on
be the
now, bring it
people?
out.
Are we really going to be the people that's going to just do the same old, same old? Look at the people that do uh ancestral worship right now today. How are they living? You get what I'm saying? How is it going
Con.
for them? I'm talking about as the so-called black man, woman, and child on earth. You look and see the people that's doing the ancestral worship, it ain't up to par, okay? I'll be respectful and say the least and say it ain't all that, right? They're not doing the best. It ain't like they number one contenders on this global stage of conquering the planet. So what's going on with these brothers that's talking about this big mama stuff? Talking about we are the original inhabitants of the United States. Do you understand? Do you understand what that leads us to? That is
Nothing.
the complete severance, the cutting off of, the separation, the detachment from you being in the biblical narrative. If I say that
Con.
I am the dude that's supposed to be and has always been stomping in the United States, then that means that I have nothing to do with the biblical narrative. So what? So what you saying? You saying that Christ is not no longer the black man's Lord and Savior? What are you talking about? Grandmama wouldn't have accepted that. The same big mama that these Negroes is trying to place on the pedestal would have turned around and slapped the taste out of these Negroes' misery mouths for saying something like that. Like, what do you mean? Put me and what I'm saying before y'all shy. Just grandmama, she didn't know how to flip it, twist it, and rub it down when it comes down to them scripts. Well, I'll say unflip it, untwist it, and then rub it on down because to rub it down is to anoint.
All right,
He
well,
didn't
let
know
me ask
about
you a
all
question.
that. If anybody would have pointed this out to grandmama about her mama's condition that just raised her, which was a slave, didn't know much from diddly squat. If they would have known that her atrocity was actually outlined in the Bible, and it's the proof that she's God's chosen people, and that only happened to them because they didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, she would have looked at this Aboriginal community and rebuked them too, like the satanic synagogue that they is. That's right. That's right. They talking about we ought to be fighting for this. But guess what was going on in the land right now? The 411 current news brief. Heads up. News flash. You go up there and check out Africa, and the Negroes in America can live for 2 years. I'm talking about housing, furniture, and food by just leaving. You have enough to leave America and set you up something proper
Con.
just off of the funds of you just not paying rent. I'm talking to the regular old Joe that has just a general 9 to 5. If you've been out here fighting and tussling, keeping up with the Joneses out here, and you got that, you punching in that time clock. You already got enough to change your life. But what these Negroes is offering us right now is the bird word. What? Yeah, I said it. The bird word. This fucking this, you know what I'm saying? This employment field is a dead end for too many black men. I'm not speaking to the exceptions and the Poindexters. All right, them the brothers, they you know what I'm saying, they gonna bounce and land on their feet practically anywhere. I get it. Some people can just, you know what I mean, they got this shit going. But I'm speaking to the rest of those ones that's sitting around here looking like, damn, man, day after fucking day, year after year. You're like, I'm still doing the same shit. You're like, and I'm not, you're like, I don't think that I'm reaching the quality of life. And I'm not interested in working for another man. You're like, that is the wackest thing that I've have encountered in my adult life. Is working. No, not working. Having to work. Yeah, I said it. Having to. I can understand about owning my own shit, maintaining and expanding minds. I'm talking to you aboriginals. I can understand that. But I don't understand you trying to talk me into staying in a place where I have to fucking work just so I can survive. Paycheck to paycheck. One fucking mistake from straight total disaster.
Yeah, the Aboriginals, peace. I, yeah, the Aboriginals really need to come with more facts, more accurate facts, because all the pictures I see that the Aboriginals keep putting up, saying that we the original people. They're saying we the original people on this continent. All the pictures I see are straight-headed people.
Con. Straight-headed
So
people with pictures that is with oversaturation of the contrast. Because in those days it was the material of the ink that they used for those photographs. They wasn't able to just use too many different dynamics and tones. You can even look at white folk. If you can look at a white man, a picture of a white man that is from the exact same time that you see them showing you the pictures of those dark Native Americans with the bone straight hair, that white man would look like a Negro. He doesn't come up white on either. He doesn't come up white on those photos either. That's how you know that these niggas is all cap. Then they know it because it doesn't take you know what I'm saying one nation set apart. It doesn't take anything special for you to find that out. All you got to do is just look at that shit. You be like, man, nigga, everybody, all these fucking photographs, contrast is hella off. Everybody is literally like 5 to 10 tones and shades darker than what people are. The white man is coming through on here brown.
Yeah.
They'll show you a picture of like some president that was around. I think they got like some pictures of like maybe Abraham Lincoln or something like that. You see that shit? He's so dark in there that you can literally, you got niggas that then tweaked it up a little bit with some Photoshop and said Abraham Lincoln was black.
He was
That's how
black.
dark.
One of his
That's
family
how
members
dark.
was black.
Yeah, they're like Abraham Lincoln was black. That's the reason why he was trying to free slaves. He was a Negro. It's like, oh shit, okay, that is what you can do with those oversaturated, contrasted photos from a long time ago. You're like, that's real. You can do that, motherfucker. Everybody on there looks
Yeah.
black. So you look and you're just like, man, these niggas is, it's nothing but just a big hoax. Nothing but they all lying. And you read the Bible, we go to the book of Hosea chapter 2, and it's clear as God's letting us know, like, man, what y'all talking about? Big mama. Like, no, nigga. They say, ain't you supposed to honor your mother and your father though? They try to use that on us. They say, but you need to honor your mother and your father. Some of these brothers even try to rise up. But look what the scripture says. We go to the book of Hosea chapter 2, and he says right here clearly, he says, say you unto your brethren. So this is talking to the Aboriginal community. He say you unto your brethren, Amai, and to your sisters, Ruhamah. Plead with your mother. Plead. And what he means by plead, he means to trip. He ain't talking about you just sitting around there begging her. You know what I mean? You know, I can get that I can get that precept right there in 66 of Isaiah. I'm gonna get that precept just real quick so people don't.
And in that Ezekiel, but and in that Valley of Jehoshaphat.
Con, yep. You ain't lying. All right, right here. I'm at Isaiah 66 and 15. He says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. Because by fire and by sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall. So we go back to Hosea 2, and he says at 2 and 2, plead with your mother, plead, because she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Why?
That's
Because
right.
she ain't. Big Mama wasn't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Big Mama wasn't sitting around here telling us that we the children of God and that we got to actually honor the Sabbath and we got to do the Passover and we can't be sitting around here partaking in Kisme and we can't be sitting around here Thanksgiving for fucking celebrating the slaughter of some Native American psychos. I said it. A bunch of Native American psychopaths. Like, I'm not gonna sit around here and make it
That's
seem
right.
like I ain't gonna make it seem like the white folks wasn't over here kicking ass on some sadistic, maniac, demonic pagans. Like, I know what they was about too. Them, you know, you can do an easy, quick study on them and find out them niggas was twisted. So we know that it wasn't a big deal. I'm not trying to say that, you know what I'm saying, yeah, you know what I'm saying, let's go, you know what I'm saying, hate the Native Americans and try to, you know what I mean, give them a punishment for them being crazy. No, I'm not saying all that. I'm saying the white man did that, and guys, he allowed it to happen because them niggas was tripping. They was over here unsupervised. Yeah, I said it. Unsupervised, running them up. And then when these Negroes, these twisted, sadistic minded Negroes try to sit here and say, well, we was here. You like, nigga, the Native Americans would have been gaffling your asses up and sacrificing your monkey asses too, man. Fuck you talking about? Like, nigga, these niggas, these Native Americans was killing. Like, a lot. They wasn't just chilling, sitting around smoking peace pipes. They be done smoking that peace pipe.
Fact.
Come about that TP on turned up mode. They be over
Yeah.
there, you know,
Fact.
they be like, I gotta go and kill some shit after they done smoked whatever the hell they done smoked up in that pipe.
Cutting out hearts and stuff.
Yeah,
Drinking
and then
blood.
these Negroes try to make it seem like they was here amongst all that. What was y'all niggas doing then when all
Man.
that was going on? What
For
was going
real.
on?
That's when they gonna say that. The only thing they can say after you ask them that question, because they already admitted today, this lady was already admitting that she not the ones that came here through the Bering Strait. So, like Battle Axe is saying, what were you guys doing around the time when these people was doing all this sadistic stuff? Oh,
Right.
the only thing they can say after that was, oh, matter of fact, we are those people.
Now you are the people. Now we the people that's supposed to be because whatever that we was doing, that's what whatever that we was doing before the white man came, that's probably what we supposed to be doing to a degree. So where do we draw the line? Because before the white folks showed up, we were sacrificing folks. We would even sacrifice each other. You know that? You could be a high noble in the Aztec Empire. You could be a high noble, and somebody still sacrifice your motherfucking ass. They'll decide to sacrifice you after you done put in all this work and dedication for turf. They look and be like, man, you seem like you a solid dude. You be like, yeah, man, I am, man, I'm down. He's like, man, matter of fact, we ain't met a dude that's been as authentic as a dude like you, man. You know what I'm saying? I kind of hold myself on that. You know what I mean? I like to hold myself on the fact that I'm a stand-up guy. Like, man, that's real. You know what, man? You actually will be the best sacrifice. What? His turn. Round him up. He's like, what? Oh, no, man. I know you joking. But hit him on top of his head with one of them obsidian clubs or something. Hit him on top of his head with one of them clubs made out of bones. Why? Because these niggas they wasn't Negroes. They wasn't sitting around there advancing and being improvising like Negroes is known to do. We've proved that no, niggas is doing stuff. We making shit. You leave us alone, and in no time we'll invent something that'll change the whole freaking world, like something like refrigeration.
Right, yeah, because you know what I mean, we like to, you know what I mean, preserve. We like to make things easier. So we got all this time alone. We're gonna figure something out
Right.
each time.
Right.
Leave us alone and we not figure shit out.
Right. So these Native Americans wouldn't have been sitting around there bopping each other over the head with bones and wood clubs. Them niggas would have been running around with armor. They would have been running around with shields and swords.
Yeah,
Them white folks would have showed up over here. Them niggas would have turned instantly around. They would have said, "Nuh-uh, can't go over there either. We got to deal with all these chicken pox and measles and shit that we got over here in Europe. That ain't no escape. That's us." But they didn't run into that. They ran over here and they ran that was literally living in fucking skin houses. Yeah, I said that. I really did say it. These niggas was living in skin houses.
Facts.
The houses was made out of animal skin.
Calling them what is it? Tikis or huts?
Chilling in a teepee, running around with burlap. I'm like, are you guys?
They tried to say that they was us. What?
And I'm saying even if and I'm like, you trying to say that was us? You wrong. And if you try to say, because they show you the pictures, because there's no way you can get around it. Because at first they try to say no, we were the first ones here and we were warm with the Native American. And you'd be like, oh, okay, all right. But then the conversation will progress and then it will start morphing into, you know what I'm saying, these niggas starting to try to bring out the evidence because you'll be bashing them so fucking bad. Next thing you know, the conversation will just by default end up with them talking about the pictures. They got all kind of pictures of Native Americans. You be like, okay, let's get them. Why the fuckers over there wearing animal skins?
What?
Yeah. These motherfuckers were so far behind the rest of the niggas all over the planet to where these niggas is over here running around with animal skins. But you can go to Africa and you can see they got gold smelting towers, iron smelting towers. I'm talking about that gold fucking all the way back to the times of when the fucking pyramids was built. All the way down into South Africa. So what you talking about? The motherfuckers showed up on to them Zulus and guess what the Zulus had? Guess what the Zulus had? The niggas have iron spears. The
Iron Spears.
Zulus had iron haired spears. Them niggas wasn't running around with flint. That's nigga shit. That's when you leave us alone. We are the ones that is of the earth. We gonna work it. We the most people that's made out of the most of it. You got me twisted. You know where all the melanin is at on earth? And on the ground and in Negro. You think that is just a coincidence? Nah. We the people that know how to work that stuff, man. If you leave us alone, we'll figure that shit out. And the proof, and the Zulus is the proof. Showed up to them niggas out there in South Africa, and them white folks, man, had their asses handed back to them. Them niggas had iron spears. And I ain't talking about the little itty bitty ass things that these Native Americans was doing, because it let you know that these niggas never had these niggas didn't have no motherfucking mentality for war and shit. This is some shit was up, something about them, you know what I mean? Because the Chinese folk, they like the retarded folk. Yeah, I said it. The Chinese folk, they like the retarded folk. They like the retarded people. When I say they like the retarded, they not like the retarded like just completely, mentally challenged. They're more like a Rain Man. However that works out. You know, if you guys ever seen the movie Rain Man, a Rain Man is more like a person that when he might be dumb as hell on everything, but it'd be one thing that this dude he ain't fucking around with. I'm talking about it'd be one thing that where you can't beat him at. You gotta find literally a child prodigy to beat him. Because this dude right here, he's a to something else. A super being. That's a Rain Man. And that's the China Man. He like to make like small little gadgets and shit. And whatever else the things that he's known to do. He likes playing around with bugs and shit. He does the silk thing. He's the silk, those the silk people and shit. Use my language, children. But I'm saying that, you know what I mean? They the Rain Man. Real talk. I forgot the reason why I actually brought up the China folk. But peep this. Look, he says right here. At 2, he says, plead with your mother, for she is not my wife. And that applies to Big Mammy too. Big Mammy is one of those people that we gotta, you know what I'm saying, look at in a critical sense. And I'm not saying go and disrespect your grandmama. That's far from what I'm saying. I'm actually saying that when it comes to somebody offering you the replacement of anything from this book, whether it's in whole or in part, and to be replaced with grandmama's information, somebody's offering you that, you supposed to trip about grandma.
And grandma's lifestyle. Grandma's lifestyle. You know what I mean? What she cooks.
Grandmama was raised by a slave. And if grandmama wasn't raised by a slave, grandmama's mama was.
Man, that's deep.
So we ain't got time to be sitting around here trying to act like, you know what I'm saying, they was something more than they would even tell you they was. They'll keep it real.
That's profound, man. That's pretty deep.
Think
about that. Grandma was raised by a slave. And if grandma was grandma's mom, if she wasn't a slave, her mama for sure was a slave, and
Right.
she was raised by them. That nigga, that's mind blowing.
That's mind blowing.
You be like, what? Wait, wait,
Like, grandmama was
whoa.
raised by a slave, and if grandmama wasn't raised by a slave, grandmama's mama was raised by a slave, and that's the end of that. That's the end of that process. We know that's a fact.
That's a fact. Well, just think about it. You know what I mean? My grandma's mom was a slave.
Right. That's right. Your grandmama's mama was a slave. That's
That's
real.
insane.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
So these niggas is completely wrong. They dead dog wrong to be sitting around here trying to say that grandmama knew anything. Because we go to the book of Hosea, and if we look and see that grandmama wasn't a full-blown Israelite, if grandmama wasn't keeping them law, statutes, and commandments, that shit that she said, that if she wasn't doing that, that means that shit that she says, according to Hosea 2:2, we supposed to trip on that type of thing.
Right. And she ain't married to the Most High. Like that means she ain't under the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, man.
Right. That's why he said, plead with your mother. Plead, because she is not my wife. She is not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to where God can approach her. Because according to the book of Proverbs, chapter 15 and verse 29, do you got that up?
Hold on.
You got your sword?
Hold
No,
on.
I can get it. It's cool.
Yeah, no. We take the back.
I got it. Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 29. He says, the Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous. So if God is wicked, so if God is far from the wicked, then that means that he will draw near to the righteous. That's why he'll hear the prayer. It's speaking poetically, but you can get the drift. You're like, oh, okay. And if he gets really, really close to you, that's more like something that we see a husband and wife display. Oh, okay. Bam. You're like, I get it now. So if you ain't keeping these law, statutes, and commandments, you're wicked. That's a fact. That's a biblical fact. And if you are not displaying, well, no. It says, if you are not actually keeping these commandments, God ain't near you. So it would be impossible.
That's right.
It would be impossible for you to be considered his wife.
That's right.
Because he's not near you at all. You're a stranger now. So he says, plead with her. Plead with your mother because she ain't my wife. Grandmama didn't keep them commandments, man. So we got to look at her information. If she's still alive telling you that bullshit, you need to trip. If she's not alive, but she still told you that shit, you holding on to it, nigga, you need to go on ahead and let that go.
Come on.
If you feel like you disrespecting or dishonoring your grandmama, that's how you want to take it. Well, according to the script, God said, trip. But it's trip time. Then go on ahead and feel like you did this. You done disrespected her. Then go on ahead and feel like you just dishonored grandmama. In this case, it's okay. You guys got to apply these laws, statutes, and commandments rightfully divided. In other words, put into proper context, broken down, and reiterated properly. Remember, we went through that word. Remember that?
Yep. You gotta rightly divide the word of truth.
You got to rightly divide it. That means you got to put it into its proper context.
That's right.
When he says honor your mother and your father, and say your mother and your father was over there doing fucking tarot cards while they smoking crack, doing orgy parties. You think you're supposed to actually fucking display that same behavior? Say your mama and your daddy was a fucking...
No.
Huh?
No.
For real. Say your mama and daddy was a gangbanger. Are you supposed to honor them and their lifestyle, how they kill innocent black folks? Am I supposed to do that same shit too? Because my mama and my daddy did it? When is at the point when you know that there's a point to where you can look at your mama and your daddy's lifestyle and then say, I rebuke that. I'm not going to honor that. I don't honor that from human because that's against the commandments. I won't do that because I know damn well that's considered wickedness in the Bible. No, I'm not down with that shit. I don't give a fuck who did it. Grandmama and grandpapa and everybody else that does this shit. It's dead wrong. That's it. And if they saying I'm a fucking Native American, then you telling me that I ain't got no fucking biblical ties to this Bible. Because over here, when we got it clear. We know good well that the Native Americans aren't Israelites. Ain't nobody saying that we hate you. But let's be realistic. I don't got time for the hocus pocus and the make believe shit. I did all that when I was waiting to go. I'm serious. I did all that when I was waiting to go to heaven. I did all that when I was waiting for J-Bomb to pop out the sky and turn me into an angel so I could fly around and do angelic things.
I ain't gonna lie, that's true. Most High knows I ain't lying either, man. That's what I was told too. I was waiting for the whole everybody peace thing when I, go to heaven.
Right.
And it was like I just couldn't. It was so bizarre. Because I just couldn't really imagine. I was like, I guess I'm just supposed to see that in heaven.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? It was so bizarre. You know what I'm saying, that it was just like, man, this must just be my wildest dream that might come, that I'm hoping is going to come true and that I'm worthy to partake in. But it was like the wildest dream. Like I'm gonna just like that'll be my, that's the biggest fantasy. Think about the fantasies that they show you on TV. What is it? What is it other than men obtaining some kind of power to fly around in the sky and to do angelic shit, kick ass, and bust the bad guys? That's basically just putting punishment upon the sinners.
Yeah.
That's called your wildest dream.
Or it's called, watch this, or it's called being a police officer.
Yeah, that's the Edomites. That is the Edomite superhero.
Yeah.
That's the Edomite superhero. You want to be a fucking superhero in the kingdom of white heaven? Nigga, you can go be a cop, nigga, and you'll be busted. Man, I'm talking about, man, you be able to bust the teeth out of a bad guy, nigga. I'm talking about straight out, too.
Yeah.
Walk right up to the ass and be like, what? You a bad guy. And just bust his teeth out. Bam. And then put his ass in handcuffs. Search this motherfucker.
And then if you try to trip, y'all mean you get paid leave.
Yeah. Well, shit, you can't trip. I'd be like, man, nigga, I do this shit all the time. Only thing's gonna happen is I'm gonna show up with my when I get fired, my crew gonna show up.
Yeah.
Bust some more shit up. Bust some more shit up on you guys. Rough you because you gotta imagine if we had our kingdom, and then you know you go and look, and the next thing you know the white, we got a little band of white folks that's kind of trying to get out of hand. But this is a black kingdom now. We the children of God in this place where we at. We running all this shit. But at the same time, in the meantime, you know what I mean? This is all after we didn't completely after this show, after we didn't completely debunk this whole Aboriginal shit with just logic. Because we debunking it right now. We debunking it with the scripts. Because they try to lean on the scripts when they try to say to honor your mother and your father. You know what I mean? These people, they got like
Right.
1 foot in, 1 foot out. They like, you know what I'm saying? They I noticed that goes with all these cats. Even
all of them.
Even when they try to pit something up against the Bible, all you really trying to do is just trying to get in with the Bible without trying to commit to the oath, without trying to
even the atheists,
without trying to acknowledge the Creator. But you're still trying to get on the same program. Think about what I'm saying. You trying to say, well, I'm fucking Egyptian, but you trying to push my eye. Then you get these other niggas that pretty much figured out what I've already said at the start of the screen is when you try to say, well, I'm an Aboriginal here. We the Aboriginals here. We the Native Americans. I'm following after what Big Mama said. Then you're gonna just, if you're intelligent, the idiots never fucking figure this shit out. But the intelligent ones, they say, wait a minute. One day they'll be like, wait a minute. That fucking just now ixnayed me out the Bible. Like what? If I'm from here, then that means that whatever went down over there had nothing to do with me. And that means that the shit that the Israelites is saying, it doesn't apply to me. Because I'm from here now. And I cannot make that connection. I can't say, well, we from both places.
Man.
You gotta pick one. Damn. So what they do is this is the liars. They say, this is what I can do though. I could universalize. Yeah, I said it. I'm not sure if that's a real word, but I'm gonna still say it. You could universalize the whole deal and say, oh, that took place right here. You see what I'm saying? Since the white man's a liar, we can make shit up now.
Right,
as a liar, now we can just make shit up. That leaves us on a blank slate. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna be surprised when some niggas start trying to say, hey, we come from Australia. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it was an Australian movement. Like, no, nigga, we actually came originally from, we never even came from Africa. Africa got populated by Australia. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, them Australians, they look like Native Americans shit. Yeah,
they look like a bunch of Chinese monkeys.
Exactly.
They look like a mixture between a monkey that made it with a Chinaman. I don't care.
That's real talk.
And I don't even care.
No, that's real talk. That's what they look like. That's fact.
I don't know. I guess One Nation Set Apart is like I don't know, man. It's just too raw and uncut, man. It be turned to like people they get their feelings hurt too easy. But nobody wants to hear it like that. How you gonna serve somebody some? It's called meat market, but you gonna serve some nigga some shit raw? Damn. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying.
I was watching the documentary on the Australians. You're not lying. They look like Chinese mixed with monkey. No cat. I'm not lying. I just watched it. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's right on the dot. That's what they look like.
Yeah, I believe that's the real caveman. I'm like, nigga, that's the real caveman right there. Like that's the real way. Like they cavemen. They still look like them.
Yeah.
So look what it says right here though. With it, did you ever know that the script is hitting it like this against Big Mama?
No.
Man, look, she ain't my wife. Neither am I her husband. I'm sure somebody's gonna say, "Well, who's talking about the whole overall congregation of the children of God, Zion, this and that?" And you're like, yeah, manifold though. What manifold? I'm gonna hit you with that right there. Manifold. That means they had, yeah, it meant that too, but it didn't. It's not like
Yeah, that trickled down. That trickled down on Big Mama.
it trickles all the way down to Big Mama,
You see?
and then
Yeah. And
and
Big Mama pushed that on you.
con it encompasses the churches all the way down to Big Mama, which ain't nothing but just an
Facts.
extension. She ain't nothing but just a
Like,
microcosm
hey,
of the church
what do they always say? What do they always say about Big Mama? She had you where?
in church
In
on
church.
Sunday.
So, hey, okay, woo. Yeah. It did, you know what I mean? It is talking about the congregation. And it is also talking about the people that was attending the congregation.
Big Mama.
Big, come on, man. Stop.
Big Mama.
Big,
He said, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore be, let her for that reason, let her therefore, for that reason, we have to give her the obligation to change her life. Look, therefore, let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her
that's
sight
right.
and her adulteries from between her breasts, like trying to say that these Native Americans is our lovers. These Native Americans
Fact.
is our people, and we them people, and we all just gonna one day kumbaya the fuck on to the top of America's hierarchy. You got me, man. Don't feed me no more fantasies. Don't feed me no more fairy
Uh-huh.
tales. I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. I don't want to hear you tell me to work on nothing that is totally unrealistic in my lifetime. Fuck that.
Yeah, these dudes be bugged out. You know, all they trying to do is put feathers in their heads. You know what I mean?
They
And
pop, man, you
throw
got
some stupid ass.
put the feathers in their
Huh?
head and hang up a damn dream catcher.
Yes. That shit is weird. I just be like, what? And then you see them all. You know what I mean? When they call themselves so-called Aboriginals, they do the customs of the Native Americans.
These Native American, these Aboriginal Negroes is embarrassing and pathetic. Y'all ought to be
Man,
ashamed of this.
that question would have to come back again. If y'all was around these Native Americans, why weren't y'all doing shit when they was doing all this sadistic shit? Where was y'all at?
Where was you at? Was you either cowering in a corner, hiding like a bunch of pussies? Excuse my language, Chip. I'm sorry, but listen, kids. One of these days you might talk like me though. That's just the facts, and it's not going to be my fault. It's not going to have nothing to do with me. You're going to live your own life. One of these days you just might talk.
Yeah.
Why? Sometimes you just sitting there, you just get fed up with some stuff, man. You're going to look and be like, I'm not fed up with stuff. I'm fed up with bullshit. You see how that felt?
Huh.
It feels different. Like, look, I'm fed up with this stuff. Nuh-uh, I ain't fed up with this stuff though. It's not stuff. Stuff doesn't describe what they doing. What they doing is called watch bullshit. You can feel the power. You're like, that had power. That had explanation. There was feeling. There was experience. There was thought. All behind just that one word. So excuse my language, Chip. What?
That was real. That nigga said that shit got me fed up. Like, I'm fed up with this stuff. And he was like, no, I'm not fed up with this stuff.
I'm not. I'm not fed up with stuff.
I'm fed up with bullshit. Oh, snap. Hey, that's real, man. I'm telling you. And
Um,
that's just what it is. You know what I mean, children? You know what I mean? When you get older, you going to realize
yeah, you're gonna be like,
there's bullshit going on.
You're gonna be like, sometimes we gotta just comprehend much with a few
Few
words.
words.
You be like and I tried a lot of different ways, but nothing does it. Like just a regular old just hitting them with one of them, you know what I mean, explicit lyrics. Nothing hits
Con.
like an explicit lyric sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like it says in the scripture, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like a good word spoken in good season, you know what I mean?
Con.
But check it out. Pick this. Look, watch this. So we had three. He said, we gotta make her. We gotta expose grandma's lies even to her face if she's still alive, man, and make sure and obligate her to come up out of that. Let her know, like, grandmama, man, you bugging. We're done with that. We ain't talking like this no more. We don't give a damn about that Native American shit. That shit, like, why are you saying that as if that shit's supposed to be better? Like, don't you realize that
Con.
I'm very, very cool? Matter of fact, I feel like, according to the Bible, I'm winning. I'm winning for being black. I don't even like there's brothers out there that full. They looking like, man, I was full just so I don't have to even take the heat of this second guessing because the
That's
Israelite that
fact.
is the truth. And we know that the Israelites were black people. You're like, that's a fact. And I'm half black, nigga, and I'm staking my claim. So why would I even want to entertain Big Mama's nonsense? There's no insensitive. Yeah, I said it. We got that word popping off sometimes from around here. It's called insensitive. In other words, like a real logical reason. Something that will motivate you to do it. Like there's no motivation. There's no logical motivation and reasoning behind me trying to say that that I own fucking United States, but there's only actually two fucking places that's comfortable to live in. That's California and Florida.
Con.
Like you talk about, we gonna own all this. You like, nigga, not with all these white folks, not with all these Mexicans, and some more shit that been popping
Hey,
up
you
in
know what's
the.
crazy, bro? Am I tripping? Or does California and Florida line up with the middle of the equator?
Nah, it doesn't line up with the middle of the equator.
Oh, okay.
No, it's still above it. The middle of the equator goes all the way down to like um South America actually,
Oh,
and it crosses all the way through Africa. We're in the northern hemisphere, big time.
oh, so we're on the same. Okay, all right, for sure.
Yeah, and what we getting is like subtropic. We get like subtropic weather,
Yeah.
but we don't get that. We don't get that full tropical yet, where you seeing like jungles growing and shit. We don't got jungle weather
Uh,
here. We got swamp, but that ain't the same. So yeah. I'm like, wait a minute now. So according to the scripts, we are supposed to honor our mother and our father, but at the same time, if these people is twisted up on some of that, you know what I mean, baloney, we ain't supposed to be sitting out here heeding to no wise fables that's coming from them. We don't know where the hell that lie sprung up from. We just know damn well that that shit ain't. There's no actual evidence. When I say that, I'm talking about nobody is paying us no mind about that claim. You try to make that claim, and it don't have no weight. I don't get free college. I don't get no check. That's just all some shit that I want to just consider. You feel me?
Con.
Go to Proverbs. You go to Proverbs 16 and 31, and look what it says. It says, the hoary head, or you go into the Matthew's Bible, it says, the old aged. All right. So the
Con.
hoary head doesn't mean hairy. The old the hair the hoary head was a poetic or biblical term, the terminology from the ancient days. That
Right.
that that is something similar to what we use today as gray headed, or like today in the youth community, he's an old head.
Yep.
They call him old
Oh,
head.
yeah.
But right
Yep.
now, or OG.
Yep.
Here they call him hoary. Like, oh, he was hoary headed. Like, oh no, you can't be fucking with the hoary heads, nigga. I get your ass. That right there is automatic trip mode, nigga. That's DP status instant. Like what? You can't fuck with the hoaries. You can't fuck with the hoary heads. You get that right there is automatic. Don't give a fuck what he did. You can't put your hands on him though. You know what I'm saying? Hoary.
Con.
So,
No older funds.
Con. So he says at 31, he says the hoary head is a crown of glory. If what? So it's a crown of glory. So yeah, it's definitely something that you're supposed to abide by. What they say is something that's supposed to go. You know what I mean? They can't actually bulldoze their way through the scene as if they are actually king. And tell you what's all right. That applies to Big Mama. But there's a condition to it.
Conditional.
Yes, it's conditional. It says the hoary head is a crown of glory if there's that condition, if it be found in the way of righteousness. What be found? That hoary head, that gray head. If he actually got law, commandments written inside of his forehead, where he's actually
right.
his life, teaching that to you. He's a brother that is consciously abiding by those terms. That is something that we ain't seen in hundreds of years. But if like now though, you got a brother that's going along them terms. When that brother comes through, man, let that brother stay. If that brother tells you that you're a Native American, that brother can prove it because he got obligation for that righteousness. He got to study to show himself approved though. He can't just be sitting around here coming up out of, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we say if it's found in righteousness, because there's a certain process that he got to do. He got to study to show himself approved, right? He got to rightly divide the words, and he has to actually I had a third one. He has to study to show himself approved. He has to
That righteousness, you gotta be have righteousness.
he has to be keeping these laws that all right. That was a third. He has to be keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. He can't just be just saying anything. So that's how we gotta rightly divide these words. You know what I mean? You can deal with what you can trust the brother, the hoary head that is found in righteousness, because he's going to be going through that same process of elimination. He's gonna study the truth. He's gonna rightly divide the word before he just jumps to conclusion. You know what I mean? And he's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna show integrity and not use unjust weights and balances. He's going you'll hear it, you'll see it. When you got that brother, this brother's he's gonna be telling you the real deal. And I guarantee he ain't gonna tell you that he's a Native American. I guarantee he ain't gonna tell you that we are not original. You can get a brother to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, you'll see it quickly. This brother will not tell you that you're an Aboriginal. I don't care what denomination he comes from. He's like, no, that's not us. Like, that sounds like that Mormon doctrine. Like, like, that's not our denomination. That's what I say. Like, regardless, if you go out of sight of the scope of the Israelites, it's still going to be the same result, because you're going to run into now the denomination barrier. there is a denomination barrier
Con.
that causes these type of bullshits to not spread as much as they did on the online. Online, you know what I'm saying? For some reason, it was able to kick up a little bit more momentum than I expected. But I do know this though. I'm intelligent enough to know. Let's go to this script right here real quick. Yeah, this is how we do over here at One Nation, man. We read a lot. So let's go to John chapter 3. All right. So when we see these type of things, when we see all these aboriginal bullshit, when we see all these people doing all this, shalom, we see all these people coming up with any old thing but the Bible type of mentalities that we see today, atheism and antichrist. Here's an explanation for that, my people. We're gonna go to chapter 3 of the book of John, and we're gonna start at verse 20. He says, "For everyone that does evil hates the light, neither comes to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved."
Reproved.
That's
Con.
He says, "But he that does truth comes to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought or worked up in God." So you say, okay, that's explained. These are just some wicked ass niggas that don't want to let go of this some type of bullshit lifestyle. I was talking to 10 Commandments earlier this week, and I told him, I said, I think it was actually today, maybe yesterday. I said, these are niggas still. They on some nigga shit. The Aboriginals, when you look at them, just check them out real closely. They be online drunk, slurring, and you know, just cutting up, just on some nigga shit. Same thing with all these other cats. They all got something.
Hey, you heard what you said? The lady today talking about, yeah, man, y'all still doing the same thing y'all was doing before these people came here, shooting dice. You know, I'm like, she said shooting dice. Whoa.
She said, who was shooting dice? The Israelites?
Niggas. Yeah, black people. She said we still doing the same thing we was doing before the colonizers came here, shooting dice. What she say, panting,
Wait a minute.
playing football, playing basketball,
Everybody
running.
that. Everybody did all of those things. We're human beings.
Yeah.
We're not plants. Negroes ain't the only people alive. Everybody's alive right now. They're all alive. They get bored and they start wiggling around and shit, tossing things and sprinting for no reason. They don't give a fuck. You run, the motherfuckers is gonna chase you. You know what I'm saying? You got energy, me too. You running, I'm chasing your ass. Matter of fact, when I catch up with you, I'm probably gonna tackle you or something. Oh, you want to? Oh, okay. You want to fight back? Let's fight. Oh, you want to just play fight? Let's play fight. You're like, what? Man, come on, man. Oh, you want to build something? Let's build that shit. Oh, we got to make the bigger you make it at the bottom, the higher you can stack it up. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, come on, man. Oh shit, we got a pyramid. Think about that. So when you look at that, you're like, the logic is elementary. They're speaking to a class of people that is at level 1 or level 2 at best. I'm talking about as in being able to actually think clearly. There's probably levels to it, and I think that they're like from a level from 1 to 10. I believe that Israelites that actually know that their hometown is in Africa, somewhere in sub-Saharan Africa, it's all debatable up until now because it's been destroyed. But we know good darn well that they didn't go east when it says south. So we can it's not debatable. We can stop playing with the scripts. Stop trying to seem like the brother 10 Commandments said. Stop trying to seem politically correct. Even though deep down in the back of your mind, you know that ain't the home. That's why none of y'all niggas went over there.
That's
What?
right.
Said it. Deep down, Ten Commandments said that. That brother is the one that brought me that one. He said, we know, he said, they know though, Battle Axe, that's not really the homeland. I said, nah, man, niggas be really saying that shit. He said, they just saying it because it seems politically correct. He said, but in the back of their minds, he said, they know they not. He said, or they would have went there. I was like, you ain't lying about that.
You see where the people that when black people got free, you see where our people went. We went to Africa. Like we didn't go. We didn't go to fucking freaking Israel.
No. You can't even afford to live in Israel. Israel don't even
And
give.
you know what? I was just watching they had a little like a festival. You know what I mean? The celebration of them being in Africa. And they was saying that they in the Holy Land.
Who?
The people in Africa, the ones that came from America, Liberia. They're not saying that's the Holy Land. They're just saying like Africa is the Holy Land.
It is. It actually really is.
That's what. Yeah, that's true.
It actually really is. It just goes like this. It's the only promising land.
Facts.
It's the only place that said that if I show up, they'll take care of me. See, that's what them ignorant aboriginals is, and them brothers that's dissing Africa. They call themselves Israelites too. That's some ignorant shit. Because when you really just go and do your research, you'll find out that, nigga, there is a lot of wide open invitations to the victims of the diaspora. There is immigration benefits. The same 9 yards that they give these Chinese, these Buddha heads. Yeah, I said it. The Chinese, aka, I know, man. Man, what am I? Am I like a black Klansman, man? I hear it. My bad, my people. I call the Asians the Buddha heads. My bad. But they like Buddha. They the Buddha heads. They down with Buddha. But I'm saying they go over here. They got the Buddha heads. They got the Buddha heads over here. They got the Mexicans. They got the Arab. All these folks over here. All them folks over there in their nation. They got their own shit, but still they get this big old fucking immigration package. The startup kit. The guarantee ball out. Ready made and shit. Here you go. Here's your initiation to the country. Nobody never told me that I got that in Africa. Nobody never told me that there's somewhere that says that, hey, no, black man, y'all niggas is tired of being shut down in the streets. Like, yeah, man. Y'all niggas is tired of being unjustly prosecuted. Yeah, man. Fuck those Aboriginal niggas. What? Fuck those niggas. And the hell with grandmama said, nigga. We inviting y'all right here. Open invitation to the Negro from America. Not nobody else. We don't give a fuck what you think you are. If you're not classified as a black man over there, you're not invited here. But if you are, showing up. Mixed breed or not. They don't care if you ain't matching the paper bag. If you don't pass the paper bag test. Just they not stupid. Long as you ain't just some white dude saying, yeah, I'm black. Like, what? But you're right. But if you they know what colonial they know what colonialism has done. They know what it produces.
What's 1 Samuel 1:27?
First
That
Cities
was dropped on.
1:27.
Uh,
All right, let me get to that. All right, First Samuel 1:27. For this child I prayed, and the Lord has given me my petition, which I asked of him. Therefore also I have lent him to the Lord. As long as he lives, he shall be lent to the Lord. And he
oh,
worshiped.
okay. All right, I know it is the Nazarite, right?
Yeah, that sounds like that. Sounds like the firstborn at least. But yeah, I know that
Yeah.
answer. But yeah, watch this though. Let's go to let's go back to Hosea. Look, he says, "Lest I strip her naked." So you got to expose the grandma and let her know, man, she wrong. Can't be letting Big Mama feed us that in Native American Aboriginal bullshit. He said, "Lest I strip her naked and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. And I will not have mercy upon her children." As we can see today, that's exactly what appears to be happening. Is that God has allowed these folks to just have their way on the so-called black man, not an actual aboriginal to the United States, and God has allowed these people to have their way with us, and these people has beaten us to where we ain't even got no fight in us left. That's the main reason why these.
Uh,
That's the main niggas. That's the part that these niggas don't want to change. That's the part where that verse that we just read in John chapter 3, verse 20 and 21, where it says that these niggas don't come to the light lest they deeds should be reproved. You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
right.
because they ain't got no fight. You read this and then you be sitting there looking right at it. You be like, man, I gotta get up and I gotta actually stand for something. I gotta get out there and stand for something. They'll say, nah, man, I'm too goofy headed for that. I'm an immature nincompoop. Overgrown gulk. Yeah, I said it. Gulk. Gulk. Look the word up. All right, like
Bring it out.
I'm an overgrown gulk. I ain't got no fight.
Immature.
Right. I'm a neutered ass Negro. Ain't no fight left around here. Only fight I had in me was when I was trying to beat the sense out of my own brother. That's the last time I had any fight in me. When I had enough when I got a taste of whatever the hell it was that made me stop doing that, nigga, there wasn't no more. Like I didn't shift that energy into nothing, nigga. I turned the whole machine off.
Turned down.
Turned all the way down. Turned the damn thing off. Sold it. Got rid of it. Replaced that shit with a pair of panties. Yeah, I said it.
Big Mama
Replaced
Penny.
it with a pair of women's underwear. Yeah, I said it. Straight, just housewives. Two housewives in that. That's the reason why they fighting. That's the reason why they can't get
Damn.
along. And they number two housewives in the same spot. Nigga ain't got no fighting here. Female, she ain't supposed to be out there fighting. But you all up in her mix. Try to be like her. Next thing you know, you guys is over there bumping heads, butting heads, and tussling and fussing. Actually, literally fighting too, getting physical. Yeah, I said it. Battle Axe finna has, man. I didn't say the shit, man. I say it because You know what I mean? I could even be talking even about myself. I'm not, but I could be. And if I am, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna still say it because somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because I might have to hear this. What you talking about, man? I'm letting you know. When I be speaking, it ain't. I'm not doing it only just me. Like I don't do it with me. I just go ahead and let it flow. You feel me?
Con.
And whatever comes out just comes out. And a lot of the times I turn into the audience. I can just sit back and hear myself. That's why I realized I was a racist just now. I was like, man, I sound like a straight black Klansman. This nigga said the Chinese man, the Buddha heads. You be like, nigga, that is highly offensive.
That's not
You
racist. That's not offensive. Because hold on, they pride in that. So you know what I mean. This, I don't see that as racist when they pride in that B bomb.
I get offended when somebody calls me a J-bomb freak or a Bible thumper. That's not a good word to me. I don't think that you're trying to compliment me the best. Well, basically, I don't think that you're respecting me to the fullest potential. I know that you are at the best respecting me only 90%. 10%, you
You
just
know what people that remind me of this meme that just went. You know what I mean? Because I see a lot of people. Never mind. It's gonna go off a little bit. Sorry.
but think about the word Bible thumper. That wasn't when did that even become a compliment?
I don't know, but Christians be wearing shirts like that.
Yeah, because they're trying to do what is called cultural appropriation.
But you know,
Like we
you know,
with
me,
niggas.
I see some Israelites. I see some Israelites because you know how people say that we in a cult. I seen some Israelites get a shirt and it had cult, the word cult, like in like bold letters and then chur, like just in regular letters.
Yeah, I hear
Culture.
but it's not really the same. But at the same time, they're doing the same thing though. So it was very, very valid for you to bring that point up. It was actually completely appropriate for the conversation. But what I'm saying is that is still another form of what you're witnessing as cultural appropriation. It's just them
Yeah.
taking what has been used as a slander and now owning it, right?
Like black people with the nigga.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
so it depends on same thing as with the word nigga. When somebody calls you a nigga, it depends on who is saying it. You know what I'm saying? How it's being said too, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing with
That.
the word Bible thumper. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping, but it depends on who's saying it. It depends on how
Yeah.
it's used, man. Like because it can be used as it's commonly used as a derogatory word. And when I hear it,
Con.
it's always placed in that way. Also, even when I hear you guys trying to throw it around lightheartedly, it's still derogatory. It's never
Offensive. Yeah.
complimentary.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not. You know, yeah. 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 Con.
It doesn't be
I
compliment.
agree. It's not a compliment. They're not trying to compliment you. But you know, hey, at the end of the day, you'll be persecuted
Will be persecuted.
for the word's
Yeah, I
for the
know.
word's sake.
Yeah, I know. You got to rejoice for those things.
Huh?
But that's just stuff that we
I'm
talk
like,
about.
oh, okay. That's what they do. They try to throw a shot at you. Why? Because you just knock them out. So they swinging while they sleep.
Oh, you
That's
just
all that
blew them
is.
away.
Like, oh, yeah. Or what the dude used to always say, you kick that right in the nuts. All they doctrine, so they'll start throwing shit at you. Like, man, thinking Bible thumper, J bomb freak. You go,
Right.
oh, that's all you got. Oh, because I completely dismantled your foolishness. You just want to throw that at me.
That's real though. So see this is the thing now. We get down to Africa because I was speaking with Ten Commandments and it was check this out. We had two different options that's being presented when it comes down to just these Negroes, just them. But check it out. They say stay here because this is ours. But then I say, but that's an extensive process, and there's no logical um there is no accomplishment of that goal in any kind of visual in the near future. You can't find that. You're like, I don't see any of that happening. You're trying to say that, you know what I'm saying, we the owners of all this and we the rightful owners of it. So you are automatically implying by saying that we should be trying to retain that position again. You're like, well, if you just look around, there is no evidence that's showing that we're growing towards that at all. Nothing. Nothing at all.
That's right. That's facts.
You're like, so with that being said, all you're doing is just telling our people a bunch of selling our people a bunch of snake oil. Just some bullshit. Some magic tea. Some fucking miracle cure. That shit is not
It's
working.
pride. It's you know what I mean. It's they're prideful, man. I don't know, like they're proud of this accomplishment or what's going on here in America, so they want to be tied to this land because of what's going on. That's all. I don't see any other reason why they would want to claim that. I'm like,
That,
but what are you getting at? Whoop de freaking do. Okay, you're Native American. What does that do? Oh, you gonna get some money? Oh, you want just money at the end of the day. That's all. I ain't dumb. It's all a money scheme.
that's it. They already reached their comfort zone.
Fighting tooth and nail to be Native American and trying to get black people to do this movement so they can obtain some land and some money.
Obtain what land?
I don't know. That's why I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what land you talking about? Just some land?
To
Where?
the forest, like you see, never that video was a couple years back of that Native American lady crying and shit because the forest was burnt up.
Uh-uh.
Man, there's a Native American lady that was sitting there crying and talking in a weird language, and as her like their whole forest was on fire. I guess that was their own the forest.
They want the forest?
Yeah, the lady was. I mean, I'm putting two and two together because the lady bringing out forest, like bringing up the forest, and then I'm like, okay, and then I look at the Native Americans. I'm like, oh, those people are also in the forest too. Oh, these niggas is trying to beat these dudes.
There ain't nothing in the forest.
They want to, huh?
There ain't nothing in the forest.
That's what they wanted. I know. They want to go backwards.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Isn't that
Yeah,
bizarre?
it's insane.
Yeah, I can't
I'm
believe.
tripping out.
I'm like, what do you guys imagine? Are y'all imagining going into recessing back into a teepee? Like, okay, say you're not. You trying to do a log cabin life? Like, what are y'all talking? Can y'all please miss me with the crazy talk? So you want to live out in the middle of nowhere? You don't even gotta. You ain't even gotta ask the white folks that. Go to the Native Americans. You asking the wrong folk. Go right over to the Native Americans. They live right in the woods right now. They'll
Yeah.
let, they'll let you know if you can be up in there or not. They ain't tripping. They over there method out. They out there smoking meth.
Man, hey, dude. Man, I went to Washington, right? Yeah, I think it's Washington. Yeah, I went to Washington, Bear Mountain Valley or something. Man, them dudes is living in like uh 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 what's it called? Them trains. derailed trains and stuff. They'll live in that. They'll just sit there and just like move in to a derailed train. I see it
And
with
people,
my own eyes.
they crazy as a motherfucker for that.
Yeah, I was tripping. I'm like, all this, all this stuff, and y'all living in that? Y'all tripping?
Won't even build a log cabin house.
No,
That's why I be telling people
they ain't got no electricity, no nothing.
they don't know shit. Tell me what they
They
say.
live the bum life. That's what it is. They live in the bum life, man.
That's what they were over here. Basically, if you want to really think about it, this was nothing but just a nation of just bums running rampant. Think about it. You got all the bums. It's kind of as if somebody at one point in time got all the bums from Europe all the way down to Africa, rounded all them niggas up on ships, and sit their ass on a one-way ticket to the United States. Told them niggas
Yeah.
throw they dumb asses up back around here. We are eliminating stupid niggas. And they sent all their asses over there. That's why they was over there looking Chinese and shit.
Those stats. Hey, that's crazy. For real.
Real talk.
That's what it seems like, too.
Because then when you're gonna look at it, you say,
Still
they do it on
Stone
here.
Aging and shit.
Yeah, you're like, this was all just a whole bunch of the same shit that you see back then, the same shit you'll see when you go right over there on Skid Row. Same shit.
And they think, hey, you know what's really blowing my mind, too? I'm really tripping off this. They think that them Olmec heads is masonry. They think
What?
that's something dope. They think that's something dope. Man, them things just look like kids carved that out.
I know. Look real basic. Nothing exceptional about it at all. Look like a potato head.
Yeah.
Then they sit there and try to turn around and say that we look like this.
Yeah, I'll be offended. I'm like, what, man? Y'all tripping.
I'm like, nah, we don't look like this. At least not out here in Cali. I don't know about where y'all niggas is at. Maybe y'all niggas out there is looking like that. But over here, show me a female that looks like they daddy came from them people. Big old gigantic dome. Big old nose.
I can take you to a whole colony of motherfuckers. We gotta go to Mexico, though.
Gotta go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Remember me and you was over there at something. And I said, look.
Walmart.
Yeah. I said, look, there goes. I was like, look, there goes an Olmec right there. And
A whole family of them.
Man, nigga, they was 110%. That sculpture that they've been showing us, trying to say that it's black people. Nah, it was that dude and his family. I'm talking about all the way up in 2020, up in 2022. You can still identify, quote unquote, the Olmecs.
That's right. The Mayans and all them.
You can find them real easy. It ain't hard to find at all. They walking up and down Walmart. Every time you go up in there, they up in there. That is crazy, man.
That's real.
And we did that, and remember?
See, you know what? These people, man, Battleaxe, these people ain't really, they just online looking at pictures and shit on YouTube. They not really out here. They not experiencing reality. They're on some other shit. You like, no, you don't even gotta do that. Just go out there and you'll see. You'll see who's your people and who's not your people. It won't be hard to know. You'll be like, oh no, that is my people right there. You know what I mean? Come on now.
It's kind of like they are drowning in delusion. It's like the whole world is just completely delusional. There is no reality. You can't sit here and actually think this. Not seriously, not for a week. I think that you could think this for probably like maybe a day and a half. Like if you really like investigate it, you be like, man, we the Aboriginals. I'm about to be one of the guys that knows this. And then you start on your mission. I'm talking about in one day, about a day and a half. You look and be like, man, this is some bullshit. What the hell these niggas is talking about?
Niggas trying to, all it is niggas trying to decode pictures.
Yeah, bias confirmation.
Yeah.
Bias confirmation and motivated reasoning. Always remember those two terms, man. When you run into them niggas and hit them, they're going to look it up, and then you're going to notice the whole thing. You fucked up their whole flow. So they looking right at you like, damn, nigga, I hope he doesn't start talking about what the definition and how the examples are used for biased reasoning. I mean, biased confirmation and motivated reasoning.
Yep.
You're like, nigga, that's biased confirmation. You just started saying that they black because you're trying to say that Native Americans are black. But nigga, we can look at that picture and see that we ain't never seen nobody that's looking like this complexion anywhere walking around. Still to this day, black or Native American.
Right.
What is this pitch black but bone straight hair motherfuckers walking around at? Where they at, nigga?
In them train tracks, derailed trains.
Oh, they pitch black.
They ain't that black though. They be like a base dirty color, like dirty brown.
No, they're definitely the color of an Aboriginal Asian in the Americas, South and North and Eskimo land. They all got that. Originally, they all got that. What you can see right now with the Eskimos, they got that color.
That's right.
Still today, wouldn't be classified as a black person. Maybe from way on the end of a parking lot, and his hair was like shaved bald, and he was dressed like a nigga. You know, he had a hip hop fashion appeal. You would, and he was walking away from you or sideways. You might think that that's a nigga. You'd be like, those are some black folks, right? But by the time you get within 10 feet of this dude, all that's cleared up. You're like, oh no, never mind. I thought it was one of them light-skinned brothers, but it actually is this is a Mexican. That's all. These niggas is bugging the hell out, man. By trying to say that shit, because you're putting us outside of the biblical narrative. Because we can't be in two places at once. And this goes for the Israelites with the 10 tribe chart. You can't say that we left Assyria and came over here and didn't pick up any of the Assyrians' technology and bring it with us. Any other concept. We were servants in that land too. We wasn't like living as chattel slaves, but we was living still as employees and servants and immigrants and shit like that, man. That wasn't home. So we had an experience, we had a history, and we had knowledge from both our own part in history and from what the Assyrians was dealing with. So when them brothers left Assyria, if they left Assyria, came to the Americas, them niggas would have still had the same technology. It would have been evidence of the connection. It would be a body of evidence that makes and states clearly that connection, and we just don't have it. So there's no actual logical. Like, if I want to pretend though, if I want to imagine a fucking a Hallmark poster card scenario, if I want to make it to where everything is pretty and we all got a happy ending and everything is going to be warm and fuzzy in the end for us all, then yes, I can sit here and just try to imagine that the Native Americans and the black folks one day is going to harmoniously just rise against the fucking oppressive white man and I'm talking about, and then we're going to rule the world happily ever after together. But that's not reality. That's not the Bible. The
Gone.
Bible tells you to gather yourselves together, O nation that's not desired. You know
Not
what happened? You know
fire.
what happened? You know what happened when with the Negroes got killed? 10 Negroes got murdered by the motherfucker that said, niggers die. This is what you guys get. Here's your reparations, motherfuckers. You know that same dude? Guess what they got?
What?
Media blackout.
Yeah.
Them niggas went from 10 hut to 10 who?
Damn.
What? I said, them niggas went from 10 hut. Them niggas was ready to soldier up. Black folks was all sad and mad at the same time, ready to fight and ride. You know what I mean? On some 10 hut shit, army military shit. Black militia coming at you finally in the end type shit. They niggas went from 10 hut to the 10 who? Hey, man, y'all know about the 10 that got killed? The 10 who? The 10 black folks that got killed at the grocery market. Oh, yeah. As if that shit was not fucking 2 weeks ago.
Man. Damn.
But guess what you got now? What's on the headline news? On every motherfucking news channel, on every damn thing that they try to give you?
The little kids that got murdered.
The little 19 little beaner babies. Little
Yeah.
baby beaners out there. Wasn't nothing but just a bunch of fucking descendants of illegal immigrants, bunch of anchor babies. Yes. I don't give a fuck. I said that shit, man, over here. I don't care, man. I don't give a fuck no more. I'll just say it. Fuck it. Somebody gotta just say it. All these other motherfuckers just beating around the bush, try to be politically correct, and try to be a fucking people pleaser, and try to make everybody happy, make everybody feel good. Not everybody gonna feel good all the damn time. Those were some anchor
God.
babies. Parents probably ain't nothing shit but some fucking illegal immigrants and welfare recipients slash construction worker, contractor, slash plumber, slash this and that. Fucking, man, come on, man, don't come at me. And you know how much motherfucker, you know what they got?
They firing police and shit. They
You know what they
firing
got?
police and shit over that.
Right, firing police and all that shit. But you know what they got?
What?
They already got $1 million.
Who?
The families of the Beaner babies.
No.
Nigga, I ain't lying.
What the fuck?
Them niggas raised up over $1 million. And that was like day 2. I'm gonna tell you this, Akmalak. That number is probably not even accurate. It probably increased time exponentially, maybe times 7 exponents, maybe even 17 exponents. They probably got 17 million motherfucking dollars, man. They told everybody, yeah, we already have raised, which means hint, chip in, give us more. This is what we doing right here.
And it was very, like, they had a free burial and everything.
Nigga, free burial, custom caskets.
Yeah. What happened with the black folk?
Nigga, they ain't get jack shit.
Damn.
Sitting there crying on fucking TikTok.
They have to pay for their own stuff?
They had to nobody said anything about anything for the response of what happened with those black folks. It's no longer talked about. And you know why? Because, man, I know it too. Because,
Well,
man, I was sitting there, nigga. One night I was watching that shit. I was on TikTok. And I'm watching this shit. And I'm keep on getting all these black folks responding to that. Man, them motherfuckers had me crying and everything, man. That shit was sad as a motherfucker. That was some real fucked up, sad, blood boiling shit to watch. And that shit made me very, very, very upset. I had a really weird, heavy ass spirit. It was a strange thing I went through. And I was like, what the fuck? I said, and I'm only feeding off of these people's energy. I'm like, oh shit. These white folks they gonna do something about this. Nigga, did you know the next fucking day they had that motherfucking thing with the Mexicans?
yeah.
I even came to the house and told you. I said, man, they're gonna have to start talking about something else. And the person I talked to was like, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? I was like, man, they're gonna have to start talking about something else when it comes down to them 10 black folks being killed. Cause them niggas, man, I'm trying to tell you, I was like, the scripture says Judah is like a old crouching lion, but who gonna rouse him up? In other words, yeah, he ain't shit. Yeah, that nigga ain't got no fight in him. He weak as a motherfucker right now because he ain't about moving. But there's a reason why ain't nobody making sure that these niggas rise up though. Ain't nobody gonna rise them up though. When you
Yeah,
start
because
seeing that
the
lion
lion
stirring up, and you start
that king that
looking,
struggle.
that lion start looking like he about to start waking up now. You waking up this crouching lion? Uh-uh. They looking like, hey, step back, back it on up. Let them go back to sleep. Fuck that. Like, why? You like, nigga, them niggas started waking up. They started riling up. If we keep this up, these
See what
Negroes,
happened when Donald Trump was in the office? Niggas was waking up and riling up stuff.
yeah, that's why they had to get him out. They had to
Yeah.
get him out. They had to get out the one that actually was waking niggas up. In other words,
Billy
causing
D.
these niggas to
Jones
be
and
aware of their
go back to
surroundings,
sleep.
causing them to actually take their eye off of the fucking Looney Tune fairy tales that they keep coming up with, like being an Aboriginal. Take your eyes off of them stupid ass daydreams and start actually paying attention to your surroundings. They don't want you to do that. You rousing them niggas up. Don't you rouse them up? And it's so valuable. Like they're like, but how much money should we put into this? We're gonna supply this Mexican boy with $9,000 worth of ammunition and artillery. Even though he has never even had a job. He has no job. He never had one. He doesn't have access to a legal pistol, even though the pistol was legal. Bullets is really, really hard to come across. Yet he had over 1,000 rounds.
That's insane.
Same thing with the white boy though. He's the same story. Hella expensive guns, hella expensive fucking assault rifles, hella expensive firearms, hella expensive ammunition. And she just looking like these are two young motherfuckers that ain't got no job. Both 18, 19 years old. I think they both was 18, matter of fact. Both of them 18. Both of them jobless. During pandemic, wild fucking inflation is at a fucking historical height. Here these motherfuckers is coming through with legal firearms that cost fucking, I'm talking about through the roof, top dollar, crazy fucking named weapons.
Man, they got kids now in school, and they asking the kids, like the little Mexican. They asked the little Mexican kid. This is just one incident I know about. They asked this little Mexican kid what did he want to be when he grow up, and he said he want to be a serial killer.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
I'm like,
Little demons.
yeah, that's yeah,
Those are real
that's
demons.
some crazy stuff.
I was walking through Walmart. I looked up and said, these are just a bunch of motherfucking devils. And I'm talking about the Mexicans too. I was like, these are just nothing but a bunch of fucking devils. I was like, they're just doing their own thing. But we're living where devils live. And where devils live, we don't know what it looks like until you actually analyze and actually be able to take in the fact that this is what it does look like. Like, this is what living with demons and devils would be. They would be going to a grocery market. They would be buying their devil foods. They'll be feeding their little devil babies. And I'm serious, they will be loving their little devil childrens. And they'll be having little institutions set up for the little demons to learn all the demonic ways. Get what I'm saying? They'll be passing around and trading and utilizing some devilish energy.
That's right.
Calling it something. But the whole time it would appear benevolent. It'll appear like this is all natural and everything's fine. You just gotta pick yourself up from the bootstraps and, apply yourself. Try hard, man, and you'll succeed, maybe. And you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Wait, hey, man, we're living amongst devils. That's why you gotta pick yourself up from the bootstraps and try really hard, and maybe you'll succeed. Because you're living in hell. You're living in a place that ain't meant to exist for your kind. It's only meant to exist.
That's right.
It's only meant to exist for a devil. It's for devils. You like to extort people. You like to overcharge folks. I'm serious. You like to unreasonably suggest and require indecent proposals. I'm serious. You don't give a fuck about the next motherfucker and what he got to go through. This will be the place that you can do all that at, right here. This will be it. It'll be hell for some people, though. Whoever is the ones that's taking the short end of that stick, that person is going to be living in a living hell. And you will be a demon to him. Hopefully one day he'll realize that shit and stop claiming that he's a fucking aboriginal trying to fit in with you fucking demon-ass crackers. And flee the hell away from you guys as fast as he can, getting on a first flight, first train, first boat smoking. But if you ain't realistic, you want to be a nigga that want to embrace the realm of coonism, go on ahead and keep on talking that bullshit, because honestly, man, we don't even need y'all niggas, man. If this is what you got to say, you feel what I'm saying, man? After all this shit that we done been through and all the stuff that these people done, this is the shit. And I'm talking about everything that's happening still now. Your response is you gonna turn around and say some bullshit like that to me? That I'm an aboriginal and I should be fighting to have this? Nigga, the conversation is over.
How bad that you know how much that, I ain't gonna lie, man, that stuff really get to me when they be saying that. I be sitting there like, what, man? Like, what do we got to offer here? What I thought we was on some let us go free type stuff. When did we get on this, hey, let's stay here? I thought we was complaining about the treatment that we are receiving here, the injustice. and killing
Yeah,
for just because. Then why? You know what I mean? So I always think about that every time I hear, you know what I mean, somebody saying like, yeah, man, we are original here. This is where we at. This is where we, but what do you mean? We trying to flee from these people. I thought we was on some, hey man, give us some money so we can go.
for real, man. And the biggest problem with black folks is, we constantly keep on trying to fucking find a solution any and everywhere outside of Africa. That's what the problem. You want to
That's
find
not
out?
smart.
We got all these wise men. We got all these brothers that been standing up and trying to fight for the black folks. But one of the main fucking things that these niggas has got the gang fucked up is they either trying to find a solution outside of Africa or they trying to find a solution outside of the Bible.
Yeah, but look at though, they really don't want to like if they're being sincere, if they're really looking for a place to go, why don't they go like if I'm talking about a country, why don't they go to a country where they're comfortable at? They know they're not comfortable around other races like say if you're black people, right? You're a black person and you're in this predominantly white space or this predominantly Chinese space or this predominantly Mexican space, you're not gonna feel comfortable.
That's right.
But if you're you know what I mean, if you're a black person and you go to a predominantly black space, you're gonna fit right in, you're gonna feel normal.
That's the truth. You ain't lying. You will feel normal. You won't have to bear that fucked up reality check that you didn't get something because you were black.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. You cannot claim prejudice or injustice or none of that.
Right.
You won't be able to claim that.
You know why?
Those titles come with an oppressor, somebody that's not of your skin color.
Right. And it won't even happen too in Africa. Africa, them niggas won't even do that. Them niggas might try to raise the price on you because them niggas do believe that like we yeah, you see us coming through. That's the best customer of the day. Like niggas finally.
Yeah,
Like hell yeah. Gotta be a good one today. I'm about to sell me some shit. I don't give a fuck if that nigga buys one thing. I'm coming up. This is my break. But yeah, check this. He says, I will not have mercy upon her children. I'm at Hosea 2:4. He said, I would not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms. For their mother has played the harlot. She that conceived them has done shamefully. And it's a shame to claim another race, especially one that you. That's a shame. That is because you know what I'm saying. All you really is exposing is just low self-esteem, self-hate, anti-loving yourself. You ain't loving yourself. You looking right at a black person and you try to hang on to some features that just seems to overlap. They just because they appear to overlap don't mean that they're the same. Just because Native Americans have some very squinted eyes and you got some kind of squinted eyes, that don't mean that y'all came from the same thing, man. It's like the eyes are all shaped for the most part oval. It's very rare you're gonna find somebody that got perfectly round eyeballs, as in their, you know what I mean, their eyes. You get what I'm saying? Not the eyeball, but the eyes. Everybody's eyes is shaped like almonds. Some is smaller than others, but everybody got that. So don't get it all twisted when you see black folks having some you know what I mean, I guess some tight eyes versus all the Chinese having tight eyes and not all the black folks having them. All the Native Americans having tight eyes and not all the black folks having them, which shows you that no, these people that shares this, all of them having the tight eye genetic thing, like the very tight eye thing, they all come from the same people group. You can't sit here and try to skip the Chinese sitting right next to them and try to go all the way down the end of the line, say, no, these Native Americans is blacks, or these blacks are Native Americans, or these motherfuckers lived side by side in the same landmass as each other. They just had a vacuum system in effect where none of the blacks people nor culture ever bled over into the Native Americans and vice versa. These people were completely separated in every fucking aspect of existence, knowing from each other. That's called a vacuum, and a vacuum in reality, in physics, doesn't even exist.
Hold on, 2.5.
So I just keep on reading, I keep on flowing. He said, for she said, I will go after my lovers. He said, she done shamefully, because why? She said, I'll go after my lovers that give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink. That's slave masters. That gives you your wool and your flax and your oil and your drink. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Watch this. We know who the ones that's doing this. Let's start at 44. Let's see what we getting. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 44. Moreover, all these curses, it started at 45. Well, I like to start at 44, bump it. He said, he shall lend to you and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you and shall pursue you and overtake you till thou be destroyed. Because thou hast hearkened not unto the voice of the Lord your God to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commands you. And they shall be upon you for a sign and for a wonder upon your seed forever, because thou serve not the Lord your God with joyfulness and with the gladness of heart. For the abundance of all things, thou shalt serve your enemies. What? Thou shalt serve your enemies, which the Lord shall send against you, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck until he have destroyed you. The Native Americans had us in slavery. The Native Americans had us in slavery too. The Native Americans was the ones that was the allowers and the givers of if we were to obtain these very items, such as, he says, your lovers that give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink. What? Says your mother, she done shamefully, because she said, I will go after my lovers. In other words, we see that happening when they say, we the Native American, we got Native American blood in us. We Native Americans, and Grandma wasn't trying to say that she's the Aboriginal. Grandma was trying to say that she's mixed with Apache. Grandma was trying to say that she's mixed with Navajo. Grandma was trying to say that she's mixed with that Chickasaw shit or whatever. She wasn't trying to claim that she was those people. She was claiming she was just claiming that one of them got boned by one of them peoples. Yeah, I said that. What's up?
No, I was talking to this guy. He started walking up to the cars and stuff.
Oh yeah, man. We got you know, man. We out here in Cali. We got the wackos coming out at night. It's past 9 o'clock. They out here now.
What's up, dog?
See?
This dude's nuts. Great in California, man. Yeah, man. These dudes don't care. Just pop up out of nowhere too.
Definitely. So you saw how that you saw how we made that connection though with the Deuteronomy 28
Con.
and Hosea 2?
Oh, the want, the nakedness of all things.
Right.
Con.
That was talking and describing the actions of the slave masters that has that position over us. Right?
That's right. Con.
Americans was part of that brood of slave
Facts.
masters that was beating our backs and to the skin was was flying off of it and was exposing the meat. The Native Americans doing
Huh.
it too. And the Native Americans was the ones that was part of that brood of devils and demons and slaves and slavers. That was
Huh.
if they allowed us to have any wool, flax, or oil or wine or anything of that sort, it would have came through them.
Yep.
So when our sisters and our grandmamas and all that go back around and then these dumb ass, neutered ass Aboriginal community Negroes turn around and say and try to hang on to the identity of these slave masters, you looking like a damn fool.
Huh.
You look stupid as hell. Because
Stockholm syndrome, man.
that's some Stockholm syndrome shit. You're right. Because he said that for that reason, behold, I will hedge up your wall with thorns and make a wall that she shall not find her paths. And that's why you look right now in these brothers that he did that. He hedged up her wall with thorns. In other words, these niggas' doctrine is just bogus. The doctrine ain't solid. They doctrine don't got nothing really intact. Everything that they trying to do to get up this fucking wall of victory, of trying to actually prove that this shit is actually something serious, is a losing battle. These is having the hardest time being able to actually prove this bullshit, because when you somebody say, I believe what we saying is true, but you can't bring up no DNA on this platform. The moment you try to bring up DNA to prove I'm lying, I'm gonna kick you off the platform. You be like, what the fuck? How can you be blatantly that dishonest and sinister and obviously lying? How can you sit here as an obvious liar and
Who's falling for that though?
You still got people sitting on your platform watching
That's
that
the
shit?
thing. For real, who's falling? And a lot of people is following and falling for that.
Saying shit against you, like
I'm just like, what?
yeah, saying shit like that's the fucker off the lock off the platform. That dude's stupid as fuck. You see how dumb these guys sound? That's what the Bible does to you. You're looking.
This dude trying to bring up DNA.
You make me
Stupid.
feel
Like
like
what? DNA? So DNA is stupid?
right.
Dang,
Yeah,
what
like
happened here?
phone.
So let's throw away paternity test. Let's throw away, you know what I mean, evidence, you know what I mean? Let's throw away all that.
We got
Let's
to,
throw away blood work.
and let's just claim that we the Aboriginals based off of literally.
Yeah.
Check it out. Based off of motivated reasoning and being confirmation bias. That's it. Based
It's
off of
insane,
nothing.
man.
Based off of nothing but speculation and conclusion. Drawing this conclusion. It's pathetic. Testifying that they got self-hate. Testifying with every breath that at the end of the day, oh, you just hate yourself because you black.
That's exactly what it is. That's what.
Because if you was embracing you was black, you wouldn't try to sever yourself from the identity of being African. But you notice they don't go hand in hand. They don't even try to utilize the two together. They actually try to say that Africa is either some different people or them niggas got there after the fact. Where you're like, this is a backwards way of operating the whole thing. You just reinvented the wheel, but you just reinvented it backwards and inside out. This is some BS. You got the metal on the outside. You riding on the metal while you gonna try to turn the road into rubber. Let's turn the whole road into rubber and drive with metal tires. Yeah, yeah. That might be a solution. That wouldn't be that bad. I can't see why that wouldn't work. If the whole road was made
Con.
out of rubber, if the whole road was made out of rubber,
I need to get these.
and we just rolled on metal tires, nigga, you be dipping. Everybody be dipping. Then we gone. You probably hit rocket speed. I don't know. I can imagine it. Well, yeah, man. That right there was that Hosea, man. He says,
Con.
he said,
That's a big squasher, man. Yeah.
yeah,
That was a good one, man. The reason why we had to have this conversation today, because a lot of people been putting Big Mama on the pedestal, man, on the high horse. You know what I mean? She had to get knocked down, man. That's what it is. Had to plead with Big Mama.
right. See that,
Don't do that to Big Mama, because Big Mama didn't tell you to follow her. Big Mama took you to church. Remember that. Big Mama was trying to lead you to Yahushua Mashiach. Even though the church wasn't teaching it, she seen some things in there. She was like, okay, this is what we should be doing. Not, hey, follow what I'm doing.
right, because that's what her grandmama told her. Because that's what her grandmama told her.
Yep.
Because at one point in time, them people did know who they actually was. And no matter what, no matter who you bring this story to, nobody actually is in need of it, of what it's offering
Con.
more than, like, I don't give a damn who agrees with it and actually even wants to identify with it. You can't identify with the whole book. The only people on
That's right.
planet Earth that can actually attest claim to the whole book in its totality is the so-called black man in the United States.
Con.
That say, no, this book is talking about me. The sure one. Because if you didn't come over here on slave ships, you ain't Judah.
Yeah, con. Man, spitting facts about you blacks.
Yep. You
That
go on this one.
aberrational stuff is whack.
Con. Like
You come with that doctrine, you better back.
okay, I get it. Because Pastor Pork Chop is fat. Have you whack, have you cracked, and have you splat. Talking about you sitting out there exposed from a gap.
Con.
Because these niggas over here, they not gonna keep the laws. These niggas out here, they want to just be some dogs, reverting back to they vomit. Yeah, I can't rap without a beat too much, but
Yeah,
I
for
do.
real.
I do got some bars. I got some shit to say because these niggas is a bunch of dogs going back to their vomit, man.
Con.
When you sit here and say, uh, uh, I'm woke, but then you say some old bullshit fantasy, nigga, you not woke, man. You're just dreaming. So
That's
not only
right.
are you asleep, you're thinking that you're in some type of alternate reality. You're living in a realm that doesn't even all the way make sense. That's why, what I'm saying, when you run, you ain't going nowhere really fast. Or when you fight,
Man,
you ain't
you run, you ain't going nowhere. When you fight, you swinging slow and getting your ass whooped,
you
nigga.
slow your ass up.
You talk, you like, wait, you realize in that dream, you're powerless. Realize this. When you're chasing this American dream, you're asleep.
You
You're
sleep.
not woke. Stop
Yeah,
telling people to wake up. You're
that's right.
asleep and you're powerless. You ain't got no squabbles. And that's in reality. You got no squabbles. You
Right.
can't beat these people up and take their stuff. You in a dream, brother.
Right, you just believe
Sisters,
that you
y'all
fight.
tripping.
That's a good one. You just believe that you fighting. But as you
Yeah.
throwing them punches, but check it out though. But as you throwing them punches, guess what? You realize it. Oh shit. Not only do I got no squabbles, I'm not even same thing on the
That's
back end.
real.
That's the
Oh,
same
snap.
those go through. The exact same.
That's real. Yeah.
They get out here and try to. That's why that lady she on the thing over there. They got some lady online right now, cussing and fussing before anybody can even get on there with her, cussing everybody.
Nobody saying nothing to her. She just going off.
Yeah, you're like, look at you, you weak. All that, all that cussing and fussing with no intellect behind it. Hey man, just proves that you ain't got no fight. Because if you was really about all that cussing and fussing, you be dropping links over and over. Like you man, don't fuck around with me. Or what
Yeah,
nation
a
said?
lot of times I be thinking these people was like hella coattail because they be trying to get black people to like rally up and like, you know what I mean, rise up against other nationalities. You know what I mean? We here to expose, we ain't here to fight these people. Let them do what they do. You know what I mean?
Right,
We can go to our own without a fight. Y'all motherfuckers is on some other shit.
con. Like nigga, we already know how to
On
fight.
in the scriptures it say we ain't, you know what I mean? The Most High say he ain't gonna be delivering us through sword and horses and chariots. You know what I'm saying?
But through what?
Through that word.
But what exactly what he said? Remember? But through
Uh,
my spirit.
Khan. Khan. That's right.
You know, through the way that he thinks.
Khan, the way he get down, which is
Yeah.
keeping of those commandments, man. Come on, man. He gonna plague this place. He gonna do it. He gonna plague this place. He gonna cause fires, whirlwinds, earthquakes, famines, all that. That's how he get down.
Right. All you got to do is just plug in into that whole frame of thinking.
That's
You
right.
that whole pattern and process of thinking, and you adopt the godly mind frame, nigga. This shit right here become a piece of cake.
That's right.
And I'm not talking about no alakazam fantasy shit. I'm talking about like information that is starting to become some like almost like shit that you can make a plan on right now, which is if you work and your household generates $3,000 a month, regardless of what you spend it on, by you just leaving your house, and I'm talking about that's you saying, you know what I mean, I'm gonna keep this month's rent, and I ain't paying this motherfucker on the next month, on the way out either. Putting it in my 30
Yeah.
day no, fuck you, I ain't paying shit. Take it out of the deposit. You say that to him, and you keep your money. You'll have $6,000. That would be more than enough to sustain you for over 2 years in luxury. When I say in luxury, I'm talking about you be living as an upper middle class citizen. You won't know nothing about Africa poverty.
Damn. Yeah. By that time, you already get on your shit. What?
Shit, you know.
Well,
And that,
like with a bun and stuff.
and you ain't even got to do it that way because um 20 $24,000 in America, you can open up a business. You can open up a bomb ass business. Ain't no telling what you can do. The sky is the. I mean, yeah, the sky is the limit. 24,000 in America. If you got $24,000 to just invest to a business, you can actually pull that off. You got enough to buy all the inventory that you need, and you got enough to rent out you out a spot. That I'm reason why I use the word 24, the number 24,000 is because listen to this. 24,000 is like $2,000 or right now that's the year's month's rent. somewhere around $2,000. If you're paying like 1,500 and up, you pay roughly $24,000.
Facts.
You actually pay enough money a year to open up a white man. Like you giving him enough money for him to open up a fucking business somewhere.
One person though. That's only one household.
It's just one house.
You wonder why all these. We wonder why all these big old companies and corporations just popping up out of nowhere. Nigga,
Yeah.
they taking the money that they already, you know what I mean, built for this house. You know what I mean, they already built the house, whatever, have spent the money on all the house and everything. And then they put people in there. And then after they put you in there, each and every person is money in their pockets. This is all profit to them. And then they make you, and they're making you pay electricity, which they already made long time ago. It don't cost them to turn on lights.
No.
They make you pay for it though. They make you pay for that water that they already put into your house. You know what I mean? It came with the house, the whole water system. But if you don't pay for it, guess what? They're gonna take it away.
Right.
All this stuff it's already paid for. You don't need to pay for it, but they charge you for it, and they're making profit off it and making more businesses to profit off of too.
Right. And no telling what the business is. It doesn't have to always be related to the primary business.
Facts.
It's totally unrelated. That house might be funding his motherfucking Foot Locker in the mall.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He might got the Foot Locker stores on lock all the way from down near San Diego all the way up to down near fucking Fresno. All the Foot Lockers. He's like, yeah, I just use the rent money and open up, invest in the Foot Locker chain. Like, oh no, I'm getting paid. So when you say that, so I say that, I'm like, oh, so
Really?
a year's worth of income, period. A year's worth of income just from the way math works out. That's all I'm saying. I'm just using basic math for this. A year's worth of income is enough actually to pay for a business too. Do you hear what I just said? Let me play that one more time. A year's worth of income of rent is enough to pay for a business. You can start you up a very high quality business. I'm not talking like no flim flam shit. This is going to be the real deal. Wait a minute. So that means if I leave, if I leave California with just my rent, that'll be enough for 2
years.
But I can split that in half and take 1 year, put that under my belt, and utilize the other 3,000
to invest
for a business, and I'm still gonna have like $800 left.
Sounds like a
like
plan to me.
Like $200 can feed you for like $200 can feed you for like 6 months. That doesn't make you people are looking. They're like, oh man, I'm trying to be an Aboriginal. We need to fight for this. You're like, there's another plan. There's a very, very much more.
Way better plan. Yeah, way better plan.
This plan is actually like almost like fail safe.
Yeah.
It's fail safe. Like you can't fuck this one up. The rent and when I'm talking about this rent to this house, we talk about a house that's $240 a month, 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, jacuzzi and spas, big old front yard, gigantic backyard. manicured lawn, beautiful fruit trees, a wraparound driveway, major parking space, major RV space, major garden space. I'm talking about you would look and you would say, dang, this is the best house I've ever lived in my life. We talking about something that you would be pissed off from downgrading to downgrade from. You'll be like, oh no, man, I can't downgrade from this house. If I'm gonna be moving from this crib, it got to be just as good as this one or better. Like
Huh.
I'm used to this shit. This right here is this is how you should live. I can't imagine myself not living like this. That's like having a your own house and then somebody says, uh, uh, you should probably just go move into a motel. You like,
You're
nigga,
like, what?
I cannot move into a motel.
Yeah,
If
it's impossible.
if I'm gonna
Got too
move,
much stuff.
right. If I'm gonna move to the house that I stay in, it got to be just as good or better. Got to be just as big or bigger. I can't I can't downsize and do none of that shit. There's none. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing as when you go to Africa. You get that house. And the coldest thing about it is too, out here for us to get these houses that we've been sitting around here struggling to get and actually ended up homeless now recently, ain't even able to get due to the rental screening process. There's no such thing as a rental screening process in Africa. Nowhere on the whole continent. How about that?
That sounds good to me.
There is no rental screening process, no background check. Nobody fuck about your ID. That is not relevant.
Oh, just get. Hey, you want this house? Here, you got the money. Take it.
Yes, just like it's like renting, you know what I mean, a fucking ice
But
skate.
that's how it should be, though. That's how. When I grew up, I just thought that's how it was. Till you know, what I mean, I started getting my own houses. I realized no, you can't just say, "Hey, I got the money for a house. I want to buy this. You guys got it for rent, or you got it for sale." Oh, we actually you got to fill out an application and do all this extra shit. What? When?
You won't ever even hear the
I'm
word.
like, oh, that's a process. That's a process of elimination. Any Negro, if there's any white person that wants this house, and you're a Negro, you're not getting it.
Right.
When I
And
see when I see that's why when I see houses or anything for sale or for rent, I seen like white people or even Mexicans applying for it, I wouldn't even go.
you know what I tell
I
them
was
when I
like,
talk?
man, fuck,
I ask,
huh? That
I'm like, you guys got a lot of applications? We got a few. How many? We got five. Is there a reason why you haven't picked your person? Oh, well, we were going to just wait until say, oh yeah, I was gonna let you know I'm black. Huh? I'm black.
I'm just letting you know I'm black. Damn.
Cold. That's the only way you can do it these days. You can't do it no more. You got to do it that way, man. Now, guess what they doing? Guess what you do though to them though?
What?
You know what happens?
Uh.
They start feeling like you the rollers. Motherfuckers start acting right.
He's like, okay, let me just let him get this house.
Yeah.
He might be investigating me.
This nigga
I've got to
investigate.
sit out these niggas. I probably got a complaint from a gang of black people.
Yeah. Being investigated by that complaint about that other dude days ago. I know it. Cause I was blatantly racist to that guy. It was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Get that house like that. That's funny, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like to let you know that I'm black. Be like, what? Black? Who the
Damn.
fuck says that shit?
Nobody.
Nobody says that.
That's a
Yeah,
cola.
yeah, that is.
They had to, they got that probably do sitting up and is like, hold on, this I ain't never heard a nigga say that. This must be the police.
Gotta be the police. They gotta be on to me. I know that shit was gonna catch up to me one day. Cause these are motherfuckers that have been racist practically all their lives, and probably
Huh.
and probably got a little, sloppy with it, a little too loose with it. Cause my landlord the other day, he told me just straight out. He called the Mexican a can of beans. Just straight said it to me. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna come over here with my can. And I was like, you can? He's like, yeah. He's like, my Mexican.
That's what I was about to say.
And I was like, Mexican? I was like, and I just kind of laughed it off. He was like, yep, the can of beans. I was like, racist ass white motherfucker, old motherfucker. I was like, I can imagine what you're saying about me.
Man.
Mexican dude come over and says, he said, this is what he says too. He says, you know what, man? He said, you cool. He said, I don't really care about what Bob says about you. You're cool. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, Bob. Bob just talking shit.
Yeah.
You talking shit about everybody.
Talking shit about everybody, man. Racist ass motherfucker, man. That motherfucker tried to come at me with some bullshit too. I had to flip out on his ass. So I might be taking that scout out to Africa a lot sooner than that schedule.
Oh.
Straight up. Had to trip out on that dude today. That's how today went with him. Motherfucker came over there, man. You know what this motherfucker said to me, man?
What?
He said he said he gonna raise the rent on me. Like $200
What?
to $300. And I'm already paying him $2,000. I was like, wait a minute, man. I said, what the fuck you doing that for? Why you fucking with me? Cause I don't like the yard. I said, but everybody that drives past and walks past the yard says that my yard looks really nice. Well, you need to pay for. You need to hire.
Yeah.
You need to hire one. I said that's gonna cost $200 to $300, man. You know what, man? Matter of fact, man, fuck you. Told him like that. Man, fuck you, man. You want this fucking yard to be the way that you want it, man? Then you take that shit out the rent. I was like, man, no matter, man. Matter of fact, man, fuck you, man. I'm not even paying shit, man. I ain't giving you shit. Man, I'm gonna be dipping out on your ass, man. I was like, because I don't know what energy you came over here for, man. I was like, but I ain't no slave no more. I was like, those days is over. I ain't a slave no more. I was a slave up until
Well, ain't nothing wrong with your yard though. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Grass green and everything. Stay cut.
fucking with niggas, man. They do that shit. You know you want to know why? Because nigga, the moment that you walked off yesterday, I mean last Shabbat, when
Tom.
you drove, literally the moment that you walked off and you drove off, I walked back into the house, stood there, fucking the whole ceiling fell in.
No.
I am not lying, man.
Oh man, I would have said that fell. Yeah, did it fall on you?
Nah, but yeah, it did, but you know what I mean, it didn't fall on me, but it fell on somebody at the crib.
Oh yeah, that's definitely problems, lawsuits.
The lawsuit. He don't even know I got that dude in the chamber for his ass. That's why it was like, oh, okay, motherfucker, you want to play? I'm like, man, I can get a gang of money off of you. I wasn't even going
Tom.
to push the issue, but I knew that once I called you, you crazy ass racist. Every time they house fucks up, you call them, the motherfuckers want to flip out, and you be like, nigga, this is your shit that did this.
Slumlord. That's a slumlord.
Well, he was, yeah, he's not even really a slumlord because he did come to address it and to fix it. He sent the shit. He sent some motherfuckers and all that instantly. But nigga, at the end of the day, like, what am I supposed to do? Let your house fall apart? Am I supposed to?
No.
Last time I lived in a house and the lady had a septic system and the septic thing fucked up because the leach field got fucked up because she didn't tell us that they were which side was the leach field on. So we over here watering the garden and the grass, ended up clogging up the leach field with fucked up some other shit. Well, we told her like, hey man, this thing needs to be pumped and shit. Lady's like, okay, I'll
She
pump,
complained about pumping the septic tank.
and then flipped out, pumped it, and then
Man, you
came.
know how many? I got a septic tank right now. You know how many times my manager pumped this septic tank? He knows. This dude, it's horrible. You know what I mean? When that thing backs up, it just turns into a disaster.
Right, you got to pump at least once a year, man.
No, man, mine's pumped just this year only. My manager had to come out like 3 times to pump this thing.
Oh man,
He kind
man,
of complained.
I just think that the leach field is fucked up. And that's what happens. Cause it be mostly fluid on.
Yeah,
When it's backing up, it's like dirty water, right?
yeah.
It's not like sludgy
No,
poop.
it's dirty water.
Yeah, that's your leach field. Not draining right.
Oh, okay.
The leach field that's supposed to be draining the liquids. The solids is supposed to only stay in the tank. And the liquids is supposed to go into an overflow and then drain out into a field of a bed of rocks that's underground. But
Yeah,
that gets
yeah. When he
clogged
was
up.
doing it, it wasn't going to the overflow.
Yup, when it gets clogged up, the stuff won't go to the overflow, which will just flood both ends of the system because there's like a divider in the middle of that box.
That's
It'll
exactly what happened.
Yup, will flood both ends. Next thing you know, you just got this dirty water coming
Dirty
up.
water.
Yup, and you got to keep on pumping it
Facts.
because all you really doing is just draining out bath water.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Yup,
Bath and toilet water.
yup. I know, man. I had the same fucking issues with those things. But that's the thing with Africa. They got a lot of um tanks too
Septic
out
tanks.
there. Yup. A lot of houses
I
got
mean,
septic.
it ain't. You know what I mean? It ain't too bad, man.
Well, I
It's a
already know.
good man. I grew up off septic tanks, man.
Well, I'm not an African. I'm an Israelite. I know exactly how to cultivate culture,
Con.
bacterial culture. When you look at how a septic tank works, it works from bacteria. You know that?
No.
Yeah, that's how a septic system works. You got to have a certain species of bacteria inside that septic tank for it to and it got to thrive for it to eat up all of the waste. And if in all actuality, a septic system is supposed to last forever. You're not supposed to have to ever drain it, not even once. The the actual design of a septic system is designed for you to have to never ever drain it. Did you know that?
No.
Man, lie, man, I'm bullshit you not, huh? We got 10 commandments on the scene. Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
What's up, y'all, man? Y'all, man, y'all are cool, man. I don't know what to say about y'all two,
What?
man. Y'all are funny, man. Interesting.
What is he saying?
I can't hear him. He low.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Huh.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little better. What you saying?
No, I'm just be laughing at you, man. Y'all just hey man, I don't know what to say.
And we raw,
Oh,
man.
we
We
been going in, huh?
Yeah, man. Man, I don't know. Man.
what
He
what
said, I don't know.
you got any discrepancies about anything he said, or any questions or anything?
Discrepancies. I mean, shoot, man. We are learning, so nah. I mean, the Aboriginal community is not doing no better than the Israelite community. That's for sure.
They're not doing better. They're not even doing as well.
They're not doing. They're
They're
not
not
doing.
even to be compared. They're not even out there. They're all they doing is sitting on YouTube claiming to be Aboriginals. They ain't going out there with no flyers and no history. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Lessons coming with proving that they are Native Americans. They're just sitting online talking to the people that, you know what I mean, got an itching ear for that type of topics.
That's it. They're only talking. They're preaching to the choir.
yeah. I
Soon
don't.
as some
They don't.
opposition come, yeah, yeah, or block you. I mean, or mute you, let you on, mute you. You know what I mean? Deny what you're saying, and then kick you off, and then talk about you.
That's it. Try to reconstruct what you just now just completely dismantled. They don't.
Con.
Yeah, they haven't unified and came together and got a city that a city, a town where they all, people talk about. I heard someone talk about Black Wall Street, right? And that they had Black Wall Streets all over the United States. But where's your modern day? Well, they're not controlling the city. They're not controlling the town. So if you Aboriginals, y'all should be able to get together and control the town, run the town, control it, run it.
But you know what I mean? That's not the thing. Like, first start and get build up, get your people. Like, if you that's what you're doing, go and bring that to the people and see how if they got even a taste for that. You gonna realize ain't nobody really messing with that. Ain't no black people sitting there saying like, yeah, I'm actually, yeah, we Native American, we came from here. Ain't no black. Every black person knows. Well, you know, most black people. I guess there's a group of people that think they're Aboriginal, but most black people already know how we got here in America, and that was on slave ships.
Con.
That and that's just what it is.
Right. What do you think about what he just said, Tim?
Um,
About how he said that most black people already believe that they know that we came over here on slave ships. Do you believe that statement to be true?
I think black I think most Negroes are confused. So I think they're gonna go with whatever view is hot at that time.
Well,
No, it's not. It's a historical fact.
yeah,
That's what it is.
I'm about to say, well, what about it being taught in the schools? Wouldn't that make it common knowledge since most black people go to school?
Right, but they're gonna that's what I'm saying. Most Negroes are confused because most of the stuff that they teach people in school, well I ain't gonna say most, but a lot of things that taught in school is not correct.
Wait. Hold on. So, what do they teach in school that is not correct?
A lot of the history.
Like what?
So like lying about so they just lied because you know what I mean they ain't lied about their history, Romans and them with they gods that they were serving and all that stuff. You know what I mean and what they were called the paintings and drawings and shit they was doing. They weren't lying about that, correct?
Right.
Well, I know what I was remember how you said you're omni genius and that you on your genes and those things that you
No,
was interested in.
that's Akmalak talking to you. I'm Battle Axe.
Right,
I'm
no, I know. I'm saying I'm trying to use that as an example that when you when a person is interested in the subject, of course they're gonna do better, correct? So a lot of Negroes in school, they're not interested in what these they've been taught in, in reference to history and sociology and all that. So they don't excel in those subjects. A lot of them don't, unless they're just interested in history.
No,
Because
no, they
Yeah,
know it's not much history they teach you about black people as in the school systems about, but like yeah, we took y'all from
right,
Africa,
right, and
brought
they
you
don't
here to
like that.
America. They
They
only teach you the American
right,
history.
right. Ain't
yeah,
nobody.
and I can't agree with you. I cannot
No,
agree with you fully with that statement that's saying that most black kids are not interested in the history. It's all the school curriculum isn't in the most part. A child is not racially aware or racially biased when it comes to the information that he accepts as interesting or not interesting. It's usually not racially motivated. You know, if the kid is into uh, a subject, it's usually the whole subject. If the kid is into, like, example, I'm saying if a kid is into history, he's into just history itself, regardless of who it's
Con,
about. If a kid is he's interested in math, it's not that he likes math when it deals with the number seven. It's like he just likes math, period, because that's one of the subjects that keeps him interested.
con,
So I cannot agree with you with that. I would say that they got kids that is interested in history because you got a lot of black kids that is invested in coming out of the ghetto.
con.
I'm not gonna sit there and indict all black folks and try to say all them black kids that's going to school is up in there fucking around.
Nah,
Bullshit.
you know that's crazy because they teach. I when they taught like Black history, I was interested, and so was all the other ones. We still know. You can go to any black person and you can ask them who got arrested for sitting, you know what I mean, in a certain spot in the bus. Everybody gonna say Rosa Parks, no matter who you ask. Why? Because they was interested in that history. But you can ask them like, who was the Roman governor in Rome, and you know what I mean, whatever, or who created this drawing, or who created this sculpture. They won't know. That's the stuff they weren't interested in. But they still listen. You know what I mean? They know that, like, you know what I mean? They probably won't be able to tell you off top, but they'll know.
Like me, I wasn't interested in um let's say science. I wasn't interested in um I wasn't really interested in science. We go to science class, and when I find out that we ain't doing nothing with no experience and we ain't doing no hands-on shit, I I don't give a damn about nothing. But it was like kids ain't up in there racially categorizing their information, man. I wouldn't say that nobody doesn't do it. I'll be like, yeah, there might be some of them that is doing that shit, but for the most part, nah, man, you just some kids. You starting off, you don't know none of that shit. You're not making that connection that this shit that they teaching you up in here is some racist bullshit. So, so I'm like, no, Ten Commandments. So when you say, hey, these people, his statement well, you said that you have a discrepancy against his statement. How is that actually a logical statement when you know after we just now analyze your statement that your response to his statement wasn't actually true? That it is not racially motivated for the kids' interest in the information that they receive.
Um,
It's actually academically.
I don't think a lot of non. Well, I don't know. Well, as far as I know, I don't think Negroes is really going to be interested. I can't. I'm not going to say all of them, but interested in hearing somebody tell them that basically your life here on this continent started in slavery. I don't think they really gonna be unless they believe in that's true.
There's
So
nothing to believe though.
so so you asked me so about the. I think that I think that the minds of Negroes can be pulled either way. Yeah, you originally from the American continent. Then some will be pulled. No, we from Africa, and that's what because some of them even teach that. Uh, yeah, I think it's pulled in both direction, either direction depending on one of those directions depending on who listening.
Yeah, but based off of just general conversation, we might have that kind of obstacle. But if you actually academically approach that dilemma and say, well, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go look into this and see if I am a person that always lived here versus the common narrative, you would actually quickly find out that there's so many different conclusions that we can come up with that proves that no, we were slaves in this land and we were not familiar with the geographics. That
Well, I
right
mean,
there, that right there is two things that if you just do a light case of research, you would stumble across that conclusion quickly.
well, uh, hey,
You'd be like, oh, okay, because of
evidently is
the slave policing and the slave
hold on.
runaways,
This is what I'm
and
saying.
then the underground and the need and the necessity for an underground railroad due to the response of the failed slave attempts that was rooted in the lack of their knowledge of the geographics. That's what we saying. That's called a body of evidence versus a speculation. They use just speculation. They'll show a picture, and they'll show a dark picture of an old photograph of a Native American with bone straight hair, and then say, "You see that? That's a Negro. That was us."
well,
That was that
so
was the
if you want to
speculation.
go with knowledge, I think that
But with a
both
body of
sides.
evidence, like I just explained, you can't. It's like, what can we do with this? How can we ignore and turn a blind eye to the body of evidence that I just now reiterated to you right here?
I don't think because I have listened to information and read information where even though you mention those things, it's explained different. So some would talk about this underground railroad, but they're not going to explain it like you, and they're not going to explain it the meaning of the purpose of the railroad, the underground railroad. They're not necessarily going to explain it like that. So you see what I'm saying? So they're going to have a different
But
narrative.
that'll
They're
just
going
be
to have.
pseudo because these people wouldn't be people speaking from the first hand accounts. We already have testimonies from first hand accounts. That's the difference between what the Aboriginals are saying and what actually is historically documented. When the Africans was freed from slavery, they didn't just let us go. Those people fucking did a big compilement of research, man, and testimonies from Africans, and they were recording these people's experiences and all this stuff because there was a lot of quote unquote kind-hearted white folks out there that was intrigued about the black experience. And some of these people actually made books and made dollars off of recording these black people's experience once they came right out of slavery, man. It was a big fucking thing, man.
Well,
It
I would
wasn't something. It
like
wasn't
I
something that
know.
just happened. You know what I'm saying? With like nobody knew.
Well, this is
It
what
was
I'm. Watch
something. It
this.
was. It was the change of this whole nation. This place was built
I
on
would.
slavery. All
I
it
would
knew
like.
was slavery.
I
So
don't.
when it ended,
I
it,
don't know.
it
I'm
was
listening. I'm saying. I don't. I would like for you all to. You. It's like if you ask me, that's you. Then you would have. You would be getting my personal feelings about it. But I would like to see the militant or the fervent Aboriginals communicate with you, especially you two, on that, and y'all everybody break open the books and explain a view without I would like to go back and forth, explaining each other's views and perspectives on each subject matter and on each historical topic that you talk about. I would like to see that because for me, now if you ask me my personal feelings, I don't think that's a whole other story. See what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, though, they're not in no more. They're not at this point. They're not in any better position, in my opinion, than the Israelites. When it comes to, they still dealing with the same things. What I'm saying, they still dealing with the same forces or spirits or powers. Um, and Africans are too. So I think Africans are not really no more in a better position than the people that's here either,
What do you
because
mean
they're
by in a
dealing with.
better position? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, what do you mean
Well,
specific?
I'm saying people from Africa, the people that live on the continent of Africa, the
What?
Israelites that live here in America, and the Israelites that live in the Aboriginals that's here, the Negro Aboriginals, they all dealing with the same stuff. They all have to deal with the Federal Reserves, pretty much. Everybody's see, because nigga, if you go to Africa, man, you're gonna
But
start to
that's not.
dealing.
But check it out. But that's not neither here nor there though. That's not even a. That's not even anything that we should actually focus. That like that. It doesn't matter. That right there doesn't actually even matter. You know what I mean? That's just a. That's something that is like an extension to the issue. We talking about like um okay, you're trying to say that we're all on the same page. It's like no, there's nothing to the same other than the fact that like what we all got to spend American dollar. You're like, come on, man, that's not fair. That's not even really how we should even address the issue by trying to worry about that. The thing is, black folks don't realize that the stuff that they're saying, like this Aboriginal thing and all the other shit that is not Israelite, is a non-fighting force. That's the difference between the Israelites and everything else as the Aboriginals. What completely separates us to where, like Akmalak says, it's not even in comparison. You can't even compare us because an Aboriginal is not a fighting force. To be an Aboriginal, you don't have to do any change. There's nothing to readdress. There's nothing to fight against. There's nothing to repent from. There's nothing. You can be whatever kind of person that you actually are.
Well, yeah, if you feel like
Right.
there's no value, you probably that's because you
But
feel
but
like
but
there's.
to say
Ho-
that I'm an
But
Israelite, that is
wait a minute,
already
hold on. Let me comment on
that's
that.
already a fighting force. You already have
Well,
you're fighting against what you already were told that you weren't.
I don't know. I don't
You
see. I
fighting
see. I
against
see. I see
and
they're both. I
if
see
you
they're
say that
both.
you are, then you have to be fighting against the things that you were doing. You can't be saying I'm
Okay. I
an
mean,
Israelite and you still be sinning and shit.
I think they both. I think they're both fighting forces. I think they both have a renewing of the mind
No,
or changing.
fighting force. Because there isn't any conditions that comes with being an Aboriginal. There's
Um,
no conditions. It's not
I think
conditioned.
that I think they're both fighting forces.
No,
Even the Kim,
Aboriginal being
even
an
hold on.
Aboriginal itself.
Even the Kemetians, I think there's a fighting for those who believe that they from Kemet, and I think that's a fighting force. I
No,
think
it's
they
not
all
a
are.
fighting force. You may believe, but I'm telling you, like we're actually dealing with facts, not beliefs. I'm telling you, it isn't because there isn't any suggestion or the word would be obligation for change. There isn't any obligation, so there isn't any fight. If there isn't any obligation, then there isn't any fight.
It is an
If
obligation on all those on every last on all those ends. There's obligations.
what is the obligations for me to call myself a Native American? What is it do I have to do? What actions do I have to do to be able to consider myself as one? Nothing. Because that's what I'm trying to say.
You
These
will
are
have to ask
these
those
are
who.
no, I'm telling you, these are just
That's
ideas.
what I'm saying. We need a.
No,
You need to have. Wait a minute. Hold on. You need to have that. You need to have a conversation with those who are radically like against. or for, should I say, against somebody calling them African and saying they're from Africa. Because I'm not radical like that. I'm not gonna.
No,
I'm not gonna.
I'm sure that he
I,
will. I'm sure that there's going to be him debating his point and saying, "No, I believe
yeah.
that I am," and I already know that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the whole concept of it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about how someone would respond. I know
Well,
that
hold
some.
on. Let me watch this. Let me say this too. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Finish that. Oh, excuse
I
me.
know somebody will respond with a fight. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that. I'm saying that it itself is no fight. There's not that's not a fighting force. It
Yeah. Of
doesn't
course, you're gonna
it
say
doesn't
that,
it
but that's
doesn't
not what they're gonna
call
say.
it doesn't necessarily call for a straight complete change of black people. It doesn't call for it.
This is what I'm saying, though, Battle X. You gotta
You get what I'm
understand
saying
what.
though?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm saying that's like I was quiet. I'll let y'all, do y'all thing, man. But I'm saying you asked me some questions, so I'm just trying to. I'm seeking to respond. That to me, you got people, especially from the islands. I guess they really dogmatically say they from Africa, but yet none of them. I mean, I'm talking about there should be a legion of legions of Negroes coming together seeking to get back home. But no, they don't. They stay right there on those islands and they stay right here in America. It's not enough militancy and enough fervency and enough financial unity amongst the Negroes. There's not enough organization where they actually have uh, teams working together to get their people to get back to their homeland.
You talking about the Aboriginals?
No, I'm talking about black Negroes, period. Whether
No,
whatever part.
you can't say that about only because the Israelites are. The Israelites are teams. The Israelites are trying to get their people to
I'm
get
not
their
talking about
they're
trying to
not
change their life.
they're not so
I'm not talking
focused
about changing their
hold on,
morality. I'm
they're
not
not
talking
so
about.
focused on going anywhere because first and foremost these dudes they believe in doing things decently and in order. So when you see that
Well,
they're not going to just tell every Tom Dick and Harry to flood the Holy Land regardless of if they even did believe that the Holy Land was in Africa. I wouldn't think that you would see, like, let's say IUIC, if they actually believe that, I wouldn't see them saying it. Why? Is because I think they know damn well that it's not an open invitation. It's only the righteous is invited.
okay,
Like,
hold on
like,
for a
like. So
minute. We're
that's the
not. We're
way.
not.
That's the
But now
way.
you change the narrative, though. You
No, I'm
saying,
not changing the narrative. I'm
wait a minute,
telling you.
hold on.
How
Just let me say this,
so
because
that's why you see that
you got to understand what you got to
they
understand the mindset. Of the people. You was asking me about what I think about the mindset of the people are. That's what you asked me originally about what I think about that when like it said. And I'm saying the mindset of the people is they as a whole, Negroes ain't interested in moving back or relocating to Africa. And then if the ones
but we were talking about are you what was actually why were you saying they were equivalent because you made that profession like
that's the what
you actually
yeah,
profess that like repetitively that
that's the answer.
we
That's the answer. That's one of the
we are
answers is because
we ain't much no different. We all doing the same shit. Basically, we all in the same position,
we're the same. Yeah, same. Yeah.
and we are just as ineffective as the next. That's what you were saying. You were professing
Well,
strongly,
not,
so I took the
not gonna
conversation.
say ineffective, but when
But
it
that's
comes
basically
to
what you said. So
well,
I was
no,
saying
no, no. What's this? I'm saying like
you wasn't
what
saying
God.
that they were effective because you gave a list of insufficiencies afterwards. You said they don't have this going, they don't have that going, they don't do this, and they
They don't
don't got that.
control.
So
This is what I'm saying. Watch this.
you're
What
dealing with somebody
town
that has gathered the whole conversation. I'm telling you, this is what you.
The Negroes are not united to, and they haven't taken. They haven't. They don't control. Then that I don't know. I like I said, I don't know about Liberia, but they the ones the modern day. What town? What state in Africa or what country in Africa do they control and rule and manage?
It
Right.
doesn't even. That's not even neither. That's not here nor there because the main people. The main lump of the people that we talking about and we dealing with is right over here. The people in Liberia, that's just some people that's in Liberia. What we got to figure out is what we talking about right here. We're not even talking to anybody in Liberia. We're not even dealing with the Liberians. The Aboriginals ain't claiming. I mean, the Aboriginals ain't claiming America from Liberia. These niggas is in America claiming to be Aboriginals. So I don't even care about
Right.
like.
So I'm saying like
I'm talking about. I'm talking about
if like this, what I'm saying you got
you
people
saying
that
that we
left.
are
Wait a
just
minute, you
as
got people that
ineffective
left.
as the next.
You got people that left America back yonder, right? And they went to Liberia, right? So it would make sense to link up with those people, see how and build at least start there because that's already claimed that those
It doesn't
people
make
know that
sense to link up with them. I don't have to link up with Liberia. I don't have to do that.
you. That's true, but I'm
Liberia,
saying like,
Liberia is the second fucking poorest country on God's green earth. I don't have to go there at all. Fuck the bullshit. That's what I've been saying all night. I'm done with the bullshit. I'm not nobody's fucking slave anymore. And I'm not moving to your motherfucking rat infested hellhole anymore. Fuck
wow,
that. That's the part I'm talking about.
wow.
That's the reason
But
why I keep the commandments.
but guess what?
Because
Aboriginals,
I want that
but
part
guess
of the
what?
deal.
Aboriginals feel like they're
I
not
want to keep
slaves
it, I
either.
want to hold up my end of the deal so I can go and get the good parts of Africa and live in a nice house without anybody fucking with me. I don't want to be sitting around here living in no fucking Liberia. You got me burnt. That's not what I'm saying. So we can take Liberia off the table for right now and we can set them to the side and we'll deal with them later. I'll talk
Well,
to
yeah, yeah. I was
Liberia.
just like I said, I was
We
just
can talk to
expressing my
Liberia
feelings
when we
though.
get to Africa, and then
Yeah.
we can go ahead and holler at Liberia, take a visit over there, and let's see what Liberia is talking about. But no, I'm not about to sit around here and try to
No
convince
doubt, no doubt,
anybody
no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. You good?
to
You
go
good?
to the second poorest country on the planet Earth. It's the second poorest country on planet Earth. No, thank you. Now, I'm actually saying, I'm trying to get on the part where you say, because you said something very, very profound. I'm saying, you said that the Israelites are just as ineffective. And the reason why I'm saying the word ineffective is because I'm just summing up your list of inadequacies that you stated against not only the Israelites, but against all the other communities. And one of the things that you stated was we don't have nothing. We're not gathering our people. We don't have no system set up. We don't have. You gave a big list of inadequacies, and I said, wait a minute though. When you look, you see that we have a lot of Israelites that's doing all of them things, everything but rushing our people off to another country. But there's a method to their madness because a lot of these people, if they got that open invitation like that, you'd be getting all kinds of niggas, including wicked people.
Well, look, no thing. We can finish this building offline though.
Right, so you catch that?
Yeah, I got that. We can finish building offline though. I think your brother left.
Yeah, I think he probably battery's dead, man. My battery's about to die too, man. It's draining my
Yeah,
stuff.
just charge him up.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man, it was a good exchange, man. You know,
Yeah,
we had
y'all went in. Yep, y'all went in. Um,
yeah the
peace though.
Aboriginal crazy Hosea too let you know like nah, man, don't let people think that just because she's grandmama that honoring your mother and your father makes it to where every damn thing she said was sacred. Don't do that because Hosea 2 lets you know like nah, she wasn't keeping the commandments. She don't even apply to that rule.
All right, well, peace, peace.
Shalom. Maranatha, everybody. All praise to the Most High Power by Hashem Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. We was out here kicking it, doing our thing. Battle Axe Finahas, Akmalak, Torah, and Brother Ten Commandments in the Hizity house. in the house of obedience, in the tabernacle of obedience. All praises to the Most High. Nah, man, I used in the back. I didn't know, man. I didn't know that you was in the back, man, because I didn't see that thing on the screen, but my bad. But yeah, man. Kal Halal Haba and Barakatah. We out.